The Men's College World Series pregame show on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One is powered by Pinnacle Bank, serving you with strength, stability, and integrity. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Now, with a great Cinderella story like the one from Murray State, occasionally you get a few tall tales mixed in. Things are maybe either over-exaggerated or just flat out wrong. And one of those that has been circulating this week is that head coach Dan Skirka mows the grass at Johnny Reagan Field. Well, he confirmed in his press conference 2 days ago, no, he doesn't mow the grass, but his Racers have mowed through Ole Miss of the SEC and Georgia Tech and Duke of the ACC to earn this spot here today in Omaha. Let's now go down on the field and talk with Dan Skirka with the third member of our crew here this afternoon, Connor Happer. Connor?
Thanks, John. Here with Dan Skirka, who has Murray State in the Men's College World Series. Coach, now got a little bit of time to kind of settle in. Does it feel like that as you get ready to play your first game here in Omaha?
I'm thankful that we got here early. We've gotten to do a little bit of everything. We've been in the stadium 3 times now. We walked through, we practiced, we watched the game last night. So I think some of those butterflies are hopefully settled in our guys' stomach, and being here for a few days now, I think they're ready to tee it up and play baseball.
How does it feel? I mean, you get called Cinderella, Cinderella, Cinderella nonstop. I mean, are you sick of hearing it by now?
No, that's okay. We'll take all the fans and all the story and all the recognition, because these guys' story is really spectacular. If you dig in and look at the path these guys have been on to get here, it's just it's unbelievable. So that's fine, but we know we're a good baseball team. We've earned this. I don't think it's a fluke. We've played some pretty good baseball against some really good teams to get here. So they can call us what they want, but we know that, Racer baseball, we're proud of what we've done, and I think we'll be ready to go today.
Preparing for UCLA, what sort of stands out to you?
Really, really, really good ball club. Just do a lot of things right. They pitch, they play defense, they got some superstars. We're going to have to play a good game to compete with them. I think we can.
How do you handle pitching this week? You guys have been at it for a while now. I assume there's a plan in place and you have to sort of be mobile as you go.
I think it's 100% fluid. At this time of year, you don't know what the score is going to be, the situation's going to be. I still think you just play it one game at a time, because with a day off, you'll rest, you'll recover, you'll get some guys back. And again, they're going to leave it all out on the field. They're going to empty the tank anytime I call on somebody. So I'm not too worried about, overusing or anything like that. Guys are going to bounce back this time of year.
Coach, thanks. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
John, back to you.
Connor, this is not a fluke that this team got 22 home runs this year, and they powered their way using the long ball to win that regional, or that super regional, in Durham, North Carolina against the Duke Blue Devils. But it's also a team that can hit for doubles, which is important in this ballpark, which plays a little bit bigger. They've hit the most doubles in this tournament so far with 19. Also, this team is patient. They will make you work at the plate. 350 walks this season, and they've averaged nearly 11 runs per game in this NCAA tournament. So certainly the bats are here. It'll be up to Nick Schutte, their starting pitcher, to get him off to a good start here this afternoon. As we continue, we'll switch sides of the field and go into the other dugout and talk with the veteran coach, the 2013 national champion, John Savage of UCLA, when we continue. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
There's a new tomorrow on the other side of the horizon. There are promises to honor, work that needs to be done, friendships to enjoy, and people that count on each other. These are the things that tie our communities together. They always have, and they always will. Build your tomorrow with the bank you can rely on. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Baseball and a cold one go together like apple pie and America. At Cross Stream Brewing Company, the goal of every beer is to make it enjoyable, drinkable, and leave you asking, what are they going to do next? Hit up Draftworks Taproom, just 2 blocks north of the ballpark, for a cold beverage, a bite to eat, or for Dingerville. Presented by MCL Construction during opening weekend. Cross Stream Brewing Company, always evolving. 2 blocks north of the stadium on Millwork Avenue. Please drink responsibly.
An estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side. Be your own champion. Choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Find out more information and a physical therapist at choosept.com/NE. Brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska.
When your athlete is giving their all, you want them to have every advantage. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream helps warm up muscles, stop cramps in minutes, and speeds up muscle recovery. KRT is WADA compliant, hormone-free, backed by science, and used by college and pro athletes. The game never stops, and neither should your athletes. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream. Stay in the game. Visit krtrelief.com to get yours today.
The Men's College World Series pregame show on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One is powered by Pinnacle Bank, serving you with strength, stability, and integrity. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
For the better part of the last 2 decades, John Savage's UCLA Bruins have been the class of West Coast baseball, 2013 national champions here in Omaha. But last year they suffered through their worst season under Savage. But with a very talented sophomore class who makes up 8 of the 9 players in today's batting lineup and a move to the Big Ten Conference, UCLA is back here in Omaha. Let's go down and meet with Coach Savage. Here's Connor Happer.
Thanks, John. Here with John Savage, the coach of the UCLA Bruins. Coach, first of all, what have the last 48 hours or so been like for your group getting prepared for this one?
Oh, just been a whirlwind, I mean, we were here a couple weeks ago, so we have a good feel for the city. We have a good feel for the ballpark. Even though it's a new experience for all these guys, I think we're in a pretty good place just in terms of comfort-wise. But you certainly don't want to get too comfortable, and you don't want to get too nervous, I guess you would say. So now it's time to get down to business.
Your journey this year has been long and winding, going all the way back to drama in the fall and navigating through a new conference. Just sort of take me through this journey to get here.
Well, that's kind of been the best part of it. It's the journey, and we've dealt with a lot of things that, any good team has to before they get here. You want to deal with adversity before you arrive into Omaha.
How's it been getting familiar with Murray State a little bit as you've taken a deeper look at them? What do you notice first?
Very tough-minded group, very together group. So they went through 3 pretty good pitching staffs that have pretty big stuff. So they've seen it all, and a lot of respect for Coach and the job that he's done.
How do you manage pitching? Obviously, it's been a long last couple of weeks. Starting with this tournament now, how do you sort of think about a plan and then knowing that it probably goes sideways at a certain point?
You got to have plan A and plan B and plan C at this time of the year, and you got to deal with anything that comes your way. There's no surprises, and certainly we've pitched well the last couple of weeks, and that's kind of put us in the position that we've been in. But we do have multiple arms coming out of the bullpen. We have rolls coming out of the bullpen. We have long guys. We have matchup guys, 6th-inning guys, 7th-inning guy, 8th-inning guy, 9th-inning guys. But at the same time, expect the unexpected. And certainly Omaha, you do have a day off, so you can really front-load some guys early and not worry about the next day so much.
Coach, thanks. Good luck.
My pleasure. Thank you.
John, back to you.
Connor, get used to this name, and fans, Rock Chalowski comes from Major League bloodlines, best hitter on this team, and if he has a really big week here at this CWS, could be the nation's home run leader by the time all is said and done here in Omaha. Chalowski will certainly be one of the best draft picks coming up in next year's MLB draft. He is one of those talented 8 sophomores in today's starting lineup. Got our national anthem and a look at the forecast as both teams being introduced to the crowd here on day 2 of the College World Series. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
Ready to hit your financial goals out of the park? Bankers Trust at 192nd and Dodge offers a full suite of banking products and tools just for you. Experience high-touch, personalized service in personal banking, lending, and wealth management. Swing by the new location or visit bankerstrust.com to learn more. Your financial future is at bat, and Bankers Trust is here to help you hit a home run. Experience the Bankers Trust difference today.
The hot, humid weather is coming, but if you call Patera Landscaping today, you can be relaxing in your crystal clear swimming pool this summer. Patera's design team will expertly craft and install your stunning pool that your family and friends will enjoy this summer and for years to come. Enjoy baseball, cookouts, and your perfect swimming pool from Patera this summer. Go to PateraLandscaping.com. For pool design, outdoor living, and landscaping, call Patera.
When it comes to protecting your home, Jay Stennett Contracting takes pride in ensuring every detail is handled. Roofing, siding, gutters. When it comes to the exterior of your home, Jay Stennett Contracting has you covered. Water, wind, and hail can wreak havoc on the exterior of your home. If your home is damaged, let Jay Stennett Contracting come out for a no-obligation inspection. If repairs are needed, they will help you through every step of the process. When you need an honest assessment, Jay Stennett Contracting has you covered. JSCRestoration.com.
The Men's College World Series pregame show on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One is powered by Pinnacle Bank, serving you with strength, stability, and integrity. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
As both teams are being introduced, our weather is presented by John Higgins Weather Guard. For storm repair, roofing, siding, and gutters, make the right call with the rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. We've got mostly sunny skies above us right now. Going to be warm and a little bit more humid than yesterday. Temperature should be around 90 degrees. We're going to have south-southeast winds, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So those will be winds that will blow in and possibly a little bit towards left field. Looks like we're going to be good to go today. Tomorrow could be a little more iffy when it comes to staying away from some moisture. That's our game weather presented by John Higgins Weather Guard. Storm repair, roofing, siding, and gutters, make the right call with the rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. It's time now for our national anthem presented by Bankers Trust. Experience the difference at bankerstrust.com. Here is Taffy Reese.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our national anthem here, brought to you by Bankers Trust. Experience the difference at bankerstrust.com. Uniform matchup today. Murray State going to be in the home colors, though they are the visitors on the scoreboard. They are in the cream jerseys from head to toe with racers across the chest, the navy blue caps trimmed in gold. UCLA, well, Michael Barnett, starting pitcher, got to pick the uniforms, and he's going blue from head to toe. UCLA blue all the way up and down, but the UCLA trimmed in yellow across the front of the jersey. They've also gone with the horizontal striped socks. So they have a very, very unique look here today, Gary Sharp. Dare I say, it kind of looks a little bit like a softball uniform, but it's pretty. It really stands out.
Yeah, this is a great matchup. The blues against the creams. UCLA has quite a few different combinations of uniforms, but this is Michael Barnett's favorite uniform. He loves pitching in this uniform, and people here a couple of weeks ago, this is how different things are. UCLA was here 3 weeks ago playing in the Big Ten tournament is fans got to see all of their different uniforms. But, it's going to be a warm day. I don't know. Are those the old uniforms, the nylons, where it's going to be a little bit warm?
I sure hope not. We'll find out. They're huddled up right now in team prayer as they get ready to go here in this one. UCLA, who was a top 16 national seed, so they did get to host their regional, and they hosted their super regional as well as they took on UTSA. Texas was upset. They were the number 2 overall seed. They were upset by the Roadrunners, so UCLA got to play all 5 of their regional and super regional games at home, while Murray has been the Road Warriors, first traveling to Oxford, Mississippi, and then to Durham, North Carolina before making the trip, their first ever, here to Omaha. Before we get to our starting lineups, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification in association with Westwood One. This is the NCAA Radio Network. Your lineups are presented by Berger, Elliott & Pritchard. Be sure to have Berger, Elliott & Pritchard CPAs in your company's starting lineup for Murray State. Champions of the Missouri Valley Conference, 44-15. All-time school record in wins. It'll be Jonathan Hogart. 22 home runs on the season. Leading off and playing center, Dustin Mercer. In right field, bats second. Carson Garner is at third base, batting third. Dom Decker is the second baseman, batting fourth. Luke Mastoni is at first base, batting fifth, with Will Vierling, the catcher, batting sixth. Dan Talkin is in left field, batting seventh, with Nico Bermio, the DH, hitting eighth, and hitting ninth and playing short, it's Connor Cunningham. They're in the field behind the right-handed starting pitcher, the junior Nick Schutte, a 4.85 ERA, an 8-4 record. He's made 15 starts this year. He's made 2 appearances out of the bullpen, including one where he earned the victory in relief in one of their earlier postseason games. 91 innings this year for Schutte, 94 strikeouts, opponent's batting average of .223. For the Bruins of UCLA, 47-16 on the year. Here is how they will line up. Dean West is in left field, leading it off. Rock Chalowski, 23 home runs this year, 73 runs batted in, a .742 slugging percentage. He is the all-everything shortstop, batting second. Mulavai Levu is the first baseman. He's batting third, with Roman Martin at third base, batting fourth. Batting fifth, the right fielder, A.J. Salgado. Peyton Brennan is in center field, batting sixth. Blake Baltz is the DH and batting seventh. Cash Duggar is catching and hitting eighth, and Phoenix Call is at second base and batting ninth. And they're in the field behind right-hander Michael Barnett, Michael Barnett, 4.09 ERA, a 12-1 record. He has made 14 starts this year and 81 in a third innings. He has struck out 71, only walked 18. Opponent's batting average of .294. Umpires are about ready to meet with our head coaches. Our 4-man umpiring crew today. Casey Mosier will be behind the plate with Clint Fagan at first. Brian DeBrouwer is at second, and Gregory Street is umpiring at third as they make their way out of the tunnel and their umpires' locker room and get ready to chat with both Dan Skirka of Murray State and John Savage of UCLA. Just about ready for first pitch here at Charles Schwab Field in downtown Omaha, Nebraska. When we come back, Gary Sharp's keys and that first pitch are straight ahead. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Imagine being part of a team, working together to help children find their inner strength. You can by joining the team at the new Behavioral Health and Wellness Center at Children's Nebraska, a first-of-its-kind facility where you will contribute to a movement to nurture the mental well-being of kids and families. Become part of our people-first culture and provide hope where it's needed most. Apply today at childrensnebraska.org/wearehiringhope.
Make the right call. John Higgins Weather Guard, the home of the roofery.
When it's time to replace or repair storm damage, make the right call. John Higgins Weather Guard, the local, trusted, and proven choice. No one has installed more Da Vinci roofs, and there's a reason why John Higgins Weather Guard is the nation's leader. Community member, community supporter. Make the right call.
John Higgins Weather Guard, the home of the rooferys. Make the right call.
Omaha knows baseball. and muscle recovery is no game. That's why they trust KRT Athletic Muscle Cream for pregame, midgame performance, and postgame recovery. KRT uses transdermal science to help keep muscles loose, fight cramps fast, and get you back in the action. All natural, WADA compliant, trusted by elite athletes. So swing harder, run faster, recover smarter. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream, stay in the game. Available now at krtrelief.com.
Cubby's in the Old Market is your tailgate and baseball party headquarters. Cold beer and a full liquor department. Pop, ice, and Cubby's bottled water. Plus hot coffee and fresh and hot breakfast every morning. Cubby's Old Market, 13th and Jackson has it all for every baseball fan. Get everything for the grill from the full meat department. Chester's Chicken, Godfather's Pizza Express, hot and fresh deli food. Cubby's at the corner of 13th and Jackson. Open 24 hours. Cubby's for the very best in convenience.
The Men's College World Series pregame show on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One is powered by Pinnacle Bank, serving you with strength, stability, and integrity. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Beautiful warm day here in mid-June in Omaha, Nebraska. The Ferris wheel is already spinning, and folks still filing into the ballpark, though. The folks who have found those seats underneath the overhang are probably the happiest ones today. That sun is going to be very bright. And as one member of our broadcast crew found out yesterday, it tends to burn the skin. That person was not either named Sharp or Bishop. I will just leave it at that. It's time for Gary's Keys to the Game, brought to you by Rotella's Italian Bakery. The key to any tailgate is brought dog and burger buns from Rotella's Italian Bakery.
Both of these teams got hot at the right time coming into the postseason. Let's first start with UCLA. You'll look at, and you're going to recite Michael Barnett's numbers, and you're not going to go, whoa, that's not an ace. Only a little under 3 strikeouts per 9 innings, but he gives up a lot of contact, gives up traffic on the bases, but UCLA is really good defensively. Now, offensively, Rock Chalosky, he is a guy that I think is a franchise player when it comes to baseball, and America's going to get to know more about him. But for Murray State offensively, in their last 2 weekends, they have been relentless. Now, they don't have a lot of numbers that are eye-popping. They just keep coming at you and at you and at you, and we'll see today how they approach Barnett. And then on the other side, they've got to get Shuddy's got to be a lot better than he was the last 2 weeks, and they've got to be able to lengthen him so they don't have to go into that bullpen. This is a very intriguing matchup inside of the game. I think if this is a high-scoring game, it benefits Murray State. If it's a low-scoring game, I think it benefits UCLA.
Gary's Keys to the Game brought to you by Rotella's Italian Bakery. The key to any tailgate is brought dog and burger buns from Rotella's Italian Bakery. To your point about Barnett, in his 2 appearances in this NCAA tournament, he's pitched 10 1/3 innings and has only struck out 1. We talked a lot yesterday, especially we had a great matchup last night in our second game of the night where the strikeouts were left and right. But that's why that opponent's batting average is so high from Barnett. He's going to pitch and allow his defense to work behind him. And maybe in some ballparks it doesn't work, but when you play at Jackie Robinson Stadium in Los Angeles, especially when you play at night when that marine layer comes in, it's a hard park to hit in. Kind of similar here to Charles Schwab Field. It's a much bigger ballpark, and so if you can pitch to that ballpark, you can have success.
Yeah, John Savage, you rewind the tape, when he was here and they won the national championship in 2013, and remember, he's come here a couple of times with such outstanding pitchers from Garrett Cole to Trevor Bauer together. But their ballpark, they built their team for their ballpark, and he said it just happens to be a coincidence that it fits this ballpark as well. They've turned 63 double plays, so they're going to give up contact, but usually they're going to pick it very well. And so that's allowed them to stay in games, even if Barnett is not striking out people. But I'm going to give you a stat here. The 16th best team in the country, or the 12th best team in the country for the lowest strikeout rate against right-handed pitching, is Murray State. So expect a lot of contact. It'll be interesting how the big ballpark plays, because you mentioned Murray State is a double-base team. That bodes well here. But also, if you play good defense and you got speed in the outfield, and that's what UCLA has left to right, that also gives you a great chance.
Winds blowing in slightly, and again, south-southeast winds are usually indicative of a wind that is blowing in, but it's not very brisk, kind of similar to yesterday. Only had 1 home run hit on our first day, so we're behind our pace of the last 2 years, where we have set different park records for most home runs in a Men's College World Series at Charles Schwab Field. We'll see what happens here today as a pretty good home run hitter, Jonathan Hogart, stands in as the first batter of the day, and it's our first pitch presented by Twisted Thunder Fireworks, a new twist to the local fireworks selection in Nebraska and Iowa, twistedthunder.com. They are asking something to be put away down the right field line near the...
I believe there's a
UCLA
door that
bullpen.
is open.
Ah. Is that where Connor's already set up? He found his shade down there in the Bruin bullpen. It's a good spot to watch the game. Here we go. Day 2. Game 3. Bracket 2. A lot of numbers. And a pitch low to start this one, ball 1. What you're going to see from Michael Barnett is not going to be overpowering. The fastball is going to top out around 91, sinker, sweeper, change, and a cutter. Now the 1-0. That was the breaking ball, and it's in there for a strike. 1-1. Jonathan Hogart from Madisonville, Kentucky, was at Louisiana Tech prior to arriving in Murray. Using up all of that pitch clock is Barnett, and fires a fastball up and in, 2-1. Hogart with 2 home runs in the Super Regional clincher on Monday at Duke. Hitting .339, the 2-1. And whacks at this one and fouls it up the third base line. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has had hits in every postseason game played in by the Racers, which includes the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, which was held in Terre Haute, home of Indiana State. The 2-2 is just off the plate. Did he offer? They will appeal down to first, and Clint Fagan says no swing, and the count runs full now, 3-2.
The landscape has changed, but quietly, Missouri Valley Conference baseball over the last 5 years has had a good showing in the regionals and even super regionals.
Evansville last year went to the Supers as a 4 seed. And on 3-2, did he offer? Yes, he did. On a slider away, that time he did not get the right appeal. According to his mindset, Clint Fagan that time rung him up. And so for only the second time in this NCAA tournament, Michael Barnett starts with a strikeout. And that'll bring up Dustin Mercer as they run something down to the bullpen. And now Mercer from the left side takes a swing and a miss. And a breaking ball down. Actually, it looked like a changeup from Michael Barnett. This is the Oxford Regional Most Outstanding Player. Hit 7 doubles at Ole Miss. The 0-1 breaks low. Mercer was more of a home run hitter his first 2 years, but changed his swing this year to be more flat to the baseball and not to uppercut as much. And as a result, the average has gone up. The home runs have come crashing to earth. And this pitch misses low. It's 2-1. He's gone from hitting 11 home runs in 2023 when he was first team All-Valley to 10 home runs last year to 0. And he did that intentionally. He chokes up on the bat from the left side, the 2-1. And he takes a changeup away, and it's now 3 balls and a strike. Mercer, former Virginia Tech Hokie. Barnett likes to take his time out there. The 3-1 pitch missed inside, ball 4. And that's our first walk of the game, presented by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart.
You know, the one thing is we got to know Murray State a little bit better over the last 2 weeks. It's how can you not be impressed by their approach at the plate? They make the pitch count come up. They're just relentless. When you think they're down, all of a sudden they put up a big crooked number. I mean, it's good that everybody's getting to see this team because this is a really well put together, scrappy team that battles you for 9 innings and 1 through 9 through the lineup.
3-hole hitter is Carson Garner. And the first pitch is a breaking ball down, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, of all the teams in this NCAA tournament, The team with the best ratio of offensive walks to offensive strikeouts is Murray. 350 walks this year. That one's in for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, just say that out loud again. 350 walks over a season in which they played 59 games.
It's a patient ball club. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner at first, 1 out, just underway in day 2 of this Men's College World Series. Barnett's pitch. Fastball low and no swing. Another appeal down to first, and the count is 2-1. Well, last night, we saw our 2 starting pitchers pitch with a lot of pace. But Barnett is a lot more deliberate. He takes that pitch clock down to under 5 seconds. Swing and a miss. Swung over the top of a changeup. And it's 2-2. Garner, 281 on this season. 17 homers, 59 runs driven in. Mercer, not much of a threat to run. He's 5 for 6 this year, not taking much of a lead at first. The 2-2 pitch, way outside. And the count goes full. So both batters have gone the distance already. This will be the 17th pitch of this first inning by Michael Barnett. And right on cue, Murray State working the count. Let's see if the runner is moving at first. The full count pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. It was high up in his eyes. And Carson Garner goes down swinging, so already Michael Barnett has doubled his output of NCAA tournament strikeouts in 3 batters.
He did a great job. He worked up and down in the zone there and gave him a wide variety. And also keep in mind the lack of strikeouts. Opposition in 294 against him.
So here's Dom Decker. And a swing and a miss. Connor Happer is the 3rd member of our crew. Connor, you got something for us?
Yeah, keep an eye on Burnett. He is, until that pitch, that was his 3rd or 4th fastball. He's having trouble locating it as well. A lot of off-speed early to these patient Murray State bats, as this is presented by Tickets for Less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Ticketsforless.com.
The 0-1 pitch is outside. I misspoke earlier. It was a high change that got Garner to swing and miss, but right to Connor's point, a lot of off-speed and breaking stuff early. Again, it's not overpowering from Barnett. 88-91. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 out. Top of the first. The pitch. Change up away, and it's 2-1. And every batter has had a 2-1 count here. To start. Barnett working on the first base side of the rubber. Set at the belt, and the pitch is on the outside corner again. He is heavy changeup right now. Even to the lefties, of which Decker is. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mercer still over at first. Again, a very short lead. The 2-2. Outside. Breaking ball didn't bend, and here we go. 3-2, and this time with 2 outs. Levu's going to play behind the runner at first. And he'll be off with this 3-2 pitch. Barnett ready. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and lifted foul out of play to our left. Not quite every seat has filled in here at Charles Schwab Field, but most of them are. A lot of folks just milling about. Of course, the concourse goes all the way around the ballpark. You can walk all the way around this field if you're on the lower level. There goes the runner again. The 3-2. It breaks inside. Ball 4. So it's gone strikeout, walk here in the first for UCLA's Michael Barnett, as Decker will take his base. Mercer heads to second, and that'll keep the inning alive for Luke Mastoni. It has been a very deliberate pace. All of our walks brought to you by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart. Didn't have a lot of walks in either of our 2 games yesterday, but already 2 here in the first. So the bats have not been needed so far. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. And here's Mistoni, the junior out of Upland, California. He's probably familiar with these Bruins. First pitch to him is a fastball. Actually started him off with number 1, but it missed outside. A ball and no strikes. Mistoni started his career at Cal State Fullerton. Played 24 games there a year ago. The 1-0. He tries to go the opposite field and laces it foul off the facing of the upper deck and into the lower deck. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
School that used to be a frequent visitor to Omaha.
The late Augie Garrido, of course, got that program rolling. Became friends with a certain actor, and Kevin Costner became one of their biggest fans. The 1-1, missing downstairs, and again, broken record here, 2 balls and a strike.
They used to have a T-shirt, and I think they still sell it in some places, Fullerton, Omaha.
80s and 90s were good to Cal State Fullerton. 2 on, 2 out, 2-1 pitch. Is a bouncing ball up the middle. It is going to be cut off at second. They'll go the short way and got him. Wow. Phoenix Call with a nice play, cutting the ball off before it gets to center field. Flips to Chalowski, who is there in the nick of time to force out Dom Decker. So, first contact of the inning, and we are through a half inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. UCLA coming to bat next from 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network. This is the Men's College World Series.
If baseball and ice cream go together like fireworks in the 4th of July, I mean, on any given night during the summer, you're bound to run into a team of little leaguers getting ice cream after their game, win or lose. So before you head home after the game, head over to Ted and Wally's Ultra Premium Ice Cream and pick up your flavor. They serve more than 3,000 of them. Keep track of the daily specials on social media. Celebrating more than 35 years. Ted and Wally's Ultra Premium Ice Cream. Benson, Old Market, and at tedandwallys.com.
Security equipment makes sure you're always safe at home or when you're away. SEI gives you time to focus on what really matters. Whether it's your home or business, we protect life and property with all of the latest Honeywell home and First Alert products by monitoring for security, fire, carbon monoxide, flood, and temperature 24/7, 365. We provide peace of mind by connecting services like security, video, automation, and access control in one system. Visit SEIsecurity.com to set up a free consultation. SEI is a First Alert Premier Pro partner.
IBEW Local 22 is hiring. Join a dynamic team offering opportunities in all classifications, low voltage, residential, and commercial. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or have no experience, they'll train you. Enjoy great pay, fully funded medical benefits, and a solid retirement plan. IBEW Local 22 is your gateway to a rewarding career in Omaha. Don't miss the chance to build your future. Call Mike at 402-810-0789. That's 402-810-0789.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Our first inning is presented by Omni Partners. Shop Westwood Plaza for all your summer needs. 120th and Center, managed by Omni Partners. The right-handed junior from Louisville, Kentucky, Nick Schutte, 6'1", 185. Will get the start here today. He has already pitched 3 times in this NCAA tournament. Pitched twice against Ole Miss. Started the first game of the regional. Got a no decision in 6 1/3 innings. Came back 2 days later and won the clinching game, the winner-take-all game against the Rebels, going 2 1/3 innings in relief. Got roughed up by Duke, though, last weekend. Only made it 4 innings and gave up 5 runs. As Dean West leads things off for the UCLA Bruins and takes a strike. Schutte kind of similar to his counterpart today, not overpowering stuff. Does pitch to contact. This one misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball around 90. With a slow breaking ball, and will occasionally mix in a changeup. The 1-1 pitch. This is outside. He's gone straight fastball for 3 straight, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Dean West, Woodland Hills, California, has been a good leadoff man this year for the Bruins. .315 on the average, with an on-base of .471. Three balls and a strike now to Dean West. West has walked 48 times while only striking out 27. The 3-1. Missed inside, ball 4. West waited an awful long time for our home plate umpire, Casey Mosier, to make the call, and Mosier never flinched. So it's a 5-pitch walk to get things started. And West is aboard here for the Bruins ahead of Rock Chalowski. He might be the best player in America that few people have heard of. You wonder what his accolades would be if he played in the Southeastern Conference, where there's a little more exposure to the game. But don't let the numbers fool you. He is very talented as the breaking ball misses outside. .367, 19 doubles, 23 home runs, 73 RBIs, and just like West, for a slugger, he walks more than he strikes out. Just 29 strikeouts this year as he punches this one foul. 44 walks.
As we saw in the top half of this inning, he also played pretty well at shortstop. I think you look at what a series for shortstops. Oregon State, Arkansas, UCLA.
We've got some very good shortstops in this year's tournament. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first in the pitch. Fastball up, and it's now 2-1. Every batter in this game has had a 2-1 count.
Well, and I think a little bit of it is it's going to take a bit for pitchers to figure out Mosier's strike zone. It is kind of tight.
2-1 to Chalowski. Going to throw to first. UCLA averages less than a stolen base per game. West has 12 of them. Salgado and Brennan in the middle of the order are also into double digits, but it's not a team that runs a lot. 2 balls and a strike, and they're going to get another throw over. And Dean West.
Well, one thing they do, they don't. John Savage at times in his career is pitching in small ball. This team will hit the ball to the gap a little bit more, but they run the bases exceptionally well.
The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul ground behind the plate, and it will reach the seats. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So you'll see, watching them this year in their first year in the Big Ten, they will take a lot of extra bases. Like they are very aggressive on the base pass, so they're going to put pressure on you, thinking, like a lot of coaches do in college, not everybody can pick it that well or make the right decision, cutoffs, those kind of things. UCLA increases that pressure when they get on the base pass.
The 2-2 pitch from Shuddy. Runner goes from first. Pitch is high for a ball. Throw's going to be late. It's a stolen base. The 13th of the year for Dean West. The pitch was a breaking ball up, and the count now full on Chalowski, who now has a runner in scoring position. Three and 2 to Chalowski. The pitch. Outside, ball 4. So back-to-back walks to start the afternoon for Nick Shuddy. And UCLA is in business now here in the first against Murray State.
And this is for Shuddy to navigate. So 2, 3, 4, and 5 are very difficult in this lineup because they wait for their pitch. But this is what they do. They get people on and they drive them in. I mean, Lavu, 85 RBIs in a college baseball season.
Yeah, you very, very, very rarely see triple digits in college baseball, and he's 15 away from that. Mullevi Lavu with an RBI chance here. First pitch swinging, lifts a high fly ball down the left field line, giving chase near the corner, and it's out of play.
You know, there is the advantage, and we've talked about it. UCLA was here 3 weeks ago playing in the Big Ten tournament. So they played a handful of games, including the championship game against Nebraska, when there was a large crowd here against them. It's kind of similar today because of Murray State's run. They've kind of become the darling. So UCLA is used to this, but don't kid yourself. they're used to how this ballpark plays because it's not like in 3 weeks all of a sudden the wind changed. They're used to playing here when the wind's blowing straight in.
No balls and a strike. Runners first and second. The pitch. Breaking ball lined into right field. A base hit. Now a late start by West at second. He's only going to go 90 feet. He wasn't sure if that was going to get through, and it actually started back towards second. So now the bases are loaded as Lavu singles into right. And Roman Martin will get an opportunity with the sacks full of Bruins. A little surprised that West didn't get a better jump than that because it looked, at least from here, and certainly our angle is different than his, but off the bat, it was clearly going to drop down for a base hit. But off contact, he had actually made his first move back to the second base bag. So now Martin with the bases loaded. Nobody out in the Bruin first. And the first pitch is outside, ball one.
And I think this is, with nobody out, you don't want to run yourself into an out at home plate because you're setting yourself up for a monster first inning.
Roman Martin hitting .429 with the bases loaded. He's hitting .435 in the NCAA tournament, and ball two is outside, and Nick Schutte is struggling to find the zone right now. And whether the zone is tight or not, he has not been close on those first two pitches to Martin. Sophomore from Whittier, California, was the most outstanding player in the regional round. The pitch. Outside, ball three, and there's no place to put him. And it looks like Schutte is just pulling his fastball right now. Everything is missing away. 3-0. And that's going to draw a meeting. Will Vierling.
Yeah, this is a smart move because he's not only struggling to find a strike zone, but I think he's fighting. We're at the College World Series here. He doesn't look comfortable on the mound. And so this is a wise move. Go up, all the infield comes in, just take a deep breath. As you alluded to, you have nowhere to put Martin, and, you know, the way UCLA plays, because now it's 17 straight innings that they've shut out their opponents, you can't afford to fall behind by a big crooked number against this UCLA team.
3 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded, nobody out for UCLA in the first. Schutte desperately needs a strike and gets one there at 89. 3-1.
How many times do we see that?
Yeah, automatic.
Pitching coach visit, catcher visit, the next pitch is a strike.
Let's see if Martin's got a green light here. Is he going to make Schutte throw strike two? He is going to make him throw strike two, and he missed low, and it's a bases loaded walk and an RBI for Roman Martin. As the struggles continue for Nick Schutte, it's 1-0 Bruins. As West walks home with the game's first run. All of our runs are safe at home, presented by SEI. You're always safe with a security solution from Security Equipment Incorporated. And somewhere Bill Walton cheers.
His eyes up.
Going to get an engagement warning here. As A.J. Salgado stands in, still nobody out. The pitch by Schutte is fouled off out of play. Again, he's pretty much been straight fastball here, and he's having issues locating it. Salgado started his career at Cal State L.A., was the team's offensive player of the year. Swing and a miss. Fastball right over the heart of the plate. And Salgado now down 2 strikes. For the first time in this game, a pitcher's count. Bases loaded, nobody out. Can Schutte dial up a strikeout? He's into his wind the pitch. Cold strike 3. Fastball over the inside corner, and Salgado frozen for the first out of the game.
And, you know, for the first time today, after the bases loaded walk to Martin, Schutte repeated his look on the mound. Like, he looked a lot more fluid in those 3 pitches that he just threw to Salgado. Now can he do it again? So whatever was said to him, it has settled him down just a little bit. I think it's just a deep breath. I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah.
You're playing in the College World Series.
So here's Peyton Brennan Hitting from the left side, bases loaded, 1 out now. Now goes to the breaking ball, and the slow curve misses inside, ball 1. Peyton Brennan has been the hottest Bruin in the postseason. Counting games here at Charles Schwab Field in the Big Ten tournament, hitting .514 with a .548 on-base percentage. The 1-0. Fastball over the inner third for a strike. It's 1-1. Brennan out of Rockland, California, one of the very talented sophomore class. 2 years ago, John Savage pulled in the nation's #1 ranked recruiting class, and as you would expect, many of them are Californians. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, tied him up with a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Modified shift is on by the Racers. The shortstop Cunningham playing behind the bag at second. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-0 Bruins. Shuddy trying to dial up a second straight strikeout. The 1-2. Just miss low.
Yeah, that strike zone for left-handed hitters, that is super tight.
We do have access to the TrackMan technology run by the Creighton Baseball Analytics team. It showed that the pitch was a little low. The 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Nick Shuddy has found it here in these last 2 batters. And boy, what a big win this would be as that slow curve broke it low and in. What a lift it would be if he could escape this with only 1 run.
Yeah, this is kind of Murray State the last 2 weeks. They'll dip their toe in some trouble, and then they find a way to get out of it. Either with a strikeout, a key strikeout, or they get a big base hit. This would be a huge victory for Murray State if they got out of this inning with only allowing 1 run.
So here is Blake Baltz. And Baltz takes a strike. Fastball at 90, right over the lower third of the zone. Boy, that meeting at the mound may have helped a little bit. Yes, there was a walk in there, but he has come back and is peppering the zone with strikes. The 0-1. Checked his swing. Fastball up. A ball and a strike. Baltz had 2 ribbies against Fresno in the regional round. One ball, 1 strike. Shuddy's pitch. Curveball, strike 2. And he's starting to locate that pitch as well. Now he's got Baltz behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Could he strike out 3 in a row with the bases loaded? The Racer fans and much of Omaha on their feet. They're the darlings of this tournament. The pitch, curveball punched on the ground behind the bag at first, pulled down by the first baseman in the Stoney, and he does escape with minimal damage. 1 run on 1 hit, and the bases left loaded in the first. But UCLA's on the board first. They lead Murray State 1-0. Our first inning presented by Omni Partners. Shop Westwood Plaza for all your summer needs. 120th and Center, managed by Omni Partners in association with 1620 The Zone. You're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Severe for KRT Athletic Muscle Cream. On the field, every second counts, whether you're warming up, cooling down, or battling cramps mid-game. Trusted by elite athletes, KRT delivers fast, targeted relief. Use it pre-workout to boost muscle endurance, post-workout to speed muscle recovery. KRT is all natural, hormone-free, and WADA compliant. Visit KRTrelief.com to get yours today. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream. Stay in the game.
An estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side. Be your own champion. Choose more movement. Choose better health. Choose physical therapy. Find out more information and a physical therapist at choosept.com/NE. Brought to you by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska.
If
you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone, live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be.
On any given day, all across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart.
Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Well, an interesting start for both of our starting pitchers today. Michael Barnett out for his second inning of work, and Will Vierling swings and misses through a fastball, 0-1. Our second inning, powered by Orsi's Italian Bakery and Pizzeria, celebrating over 100 years of business, located on the corner of 7th and Pacific. It was a far less adventurous inning for Michael Barnett, though he did walk 2. And now has a 1-0 lead. The 0-1. A swing and a miss. Breaking ball down and away from the left-handed bat of Will Vierling. Shift is on for the Bruins. Second baseman Call is playing a shallow right field. Shortstop Chalowski right up the middle. The pitch is down. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's a deep shift as well. Chalowski's actually in the outfield grass about a foot or 2 behind the bag at second. If Will Vierling just wanted to jab at the ball and poke it down the third base line, he's got plenty of room. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Who says that Michael Barnett can't dial up the K? He's got 3 of them early on. After only 1 in his first 2 NCAA tournament outings combined. 1 away for Dan Tauken. 16th in the country in runs batted in, 76 this year for Murray State as he takes outside ball 1. And that same exact shift is on. In fact, the defenders didn't move around the Bruin infield. The wind in the 1-0 is way up to the stairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Tauken, another New York Stater. Had a few of those here in this CWS. Hit a pair of home runs against Georgia Tech in the regional round. Off speed, misses low, and it's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. It was Tauken's triple in the 8th inning against Duke that gave them the distance necessary to get past the Blue Devils. Ball 3 is inside. A 4-pitch walk to Dan Tauken, and we have seen a number of walks today, brought to you by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart.
You can see some of Barnett's issues this season. He's not a big walk guy, but he will be all over the strike zone.
Let's go down to Connor Happer.
Yeah, little on Murray State here. They're trying to have fun, and they are succeeding in doing so. They have their own scoreboard in the dugout. Here are some of the things that they're tracking on their whiteboard. Leadoff runners, leadoff outs on defense, Dougies, which I became familiar with today, which is when everyone yells on the appeal down to first base. If they get that right, they get Dougie points, as this one's fouled into the mitt. And then they're keeping track of Aura points. There are 3 members of the Aura team right now for Murray State, and once you're on there, you're always on there. I told Coach before the game to have fun, and he said, "Oh, we will." This update presented by Tickets for Less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees, ticketsforless.com.
Bouncing ball to second. Good turn at short and a double play. And what a double play. Phoenix Call going to his left. Jabbed it, turned, spun, fired to Chalowski. And a major league looking 4-6-3 double play as Bernio grounds out to retire the side. A nifty play defensively by UCLA. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the second coming up. UCLA 1, Murray State nothing. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
Attention baseball fans, are you ready for the ultimate college baseball experience? The series is back in Omaha, and Tickets for Less is your home whether you're looking to buy or sell your tickets. With Tickets for Less, you can buy and sell tickets 3 ways. Go to ticketsforless.com to find out more. Shop the best seats at the best prices with no service fees. And save now with promo code THEZONE at ticketsforless.com. Ticketsforless.com is not an official ticket reseller of the NCAA Men's College World Series.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry, you can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style, and they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. Because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line, so they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
At Rotella's Italian Bakery, they put unsurpassed product quality into everything they bake. Old world skill and experience are masterfully blended with modern efficiencies to create the delicious breads, rolls, hamburger and hot dog buns, and other specialty products that have delighted their customers since 1921. Combining customer satisfaction with uncompromising quality is their goal. Rotella's Italian Bakery, a century of pride in every slice. To see the full menu of products, visit rotellasbakery.com.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Strike one taken by Cash Duggar as we head to the bottom of the second. John Bishop, Gary Sharp, Connor Happer, our producer today, Nick Grimm, our coordinating producer, Chris Prudon. 1-0 Bruins. The 0-1 misses low to Cash Duggar. His full name is Cashel, but his friends can call him Cash. Bruin catcher from Castle Pines, Colorado. Another Valor Christian High School product. Another great academic and athletic high school, as this one's hit up the alley into left center, and it's going to get down for extra bases and roll all the way to the wall. Duggar digs for second and will stand in there with a double. Cash Duggar says enough of this walking nonsense. Just his 5th double of the year.
There, Shuddywood against left-handed hitters, as we've seen his approach so far against this pretty balanced UCLA lineup when it comes to righties versus lefties. He doesn't have enough good stuff to jam somebody, so he tries to throw it away. That was a good piece of hitting by Duggar. That's another thing that John Savage mentioned about this ballpark, is the time they played here a couple of weeks ago, they learned the power alleys and where the ball will go and roll and how you can take that extra base because of the length of the ball going into the outfield.
So here is Phoenix Call, who started that nifty 4-6-3 double play, shortens to bunt, takes upstairs. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. UCLA will use the sack bunt, 41st in the nation in that category, 34 sacrifices this year. Phoenix Call is responsible for 8 of them. First baseman crashing, bunt is down third base side. They'll only have 1 play, and that will be to first. Second baseman covering as Duggar will head to third. And the sacrifice completed, 5-4 in your scorebook. And Duggar now at third base with only 1 out. And if you will recall, 12 years ago, when the Bruins won the national championship on this field, it was pitching and bunting that got them the wins. They didn't really blow up until the finals. But before that, it was a number of 2-1, 3-1 type ball games. Here's Dean West, deep in that left-handed batter's box, and swinging at the first pitch, chops it foul.
Yeah, the game was played a little bit differently back then when UCLA and Mississippi State played for the championship.
Yes, it was.
But you could roll into Omaha, and usually UCLA had a couple of aces, like major league aces, and you would win those 3-1, 2-1 ball games.
0-1 to West, who walked and scored on a bases-loaded walk in the first. 1-0 Bruins, bottom of the second. The pitch outside. Second inning powered by Orsi's Italian Bakery and Pizzeria, celebrating 100 years in business, located at the corner of 7th and Pacific. A ball and a strike to Dean West. Pitch by Shuddy is a fastball a little low. 2-1. Not only is West good at drawing the base on balls, but he leads the team on hit by pitches with 22, one ahead of Rock Chalowski, which is a school record. The 2-1 breaking ball lined into right field, a base hit. Down the line and scoring is Duggar, and throwing behind the runner at first, and they're going to get him. Dean West took a wide turn around first, and Dustin Mercer hustled the ball back to the infield. It's his 7th outfield assist this year, and they throw behind West and pick him off at first base. So he'll get credit for the RBI, but get thrown out going back to first. 7 outfield assists now for Dustin Mercer. It's 2-0 Bruins, but now the base is empty for Chalowski and 2 out, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1. 9-3 on the put out at first. The pitch, breaking ball way outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Oh, see, that's kind of the, they got the horseshoe in the back pocket. Murray State has, when it looks like things are going to go south, they make a play. And this could have set up for a big inning, and they get a rare base running mistake by Dean West.
The 2-0 and a big swing and a chop foul by Chalowski.
I mean, you always felt like last weekend watching the Super in Durham that Duke was going to break through, and this was going to be the end of the run.
Waiting for it, yeah.
And it never happened.
And then it would be Murray who would break through at the end of the game. 2 balls and a strike.
Including a premature dog pile on Monday night.
Yeah, there was a lot of worry. If the young man from Duke would have homered in that spot, would have been a weird moment. The 2-1 is lined up the middle, but a great backhand diving catch by Dom Decker, and he steals a base hit from Chalowski in the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left. We head to the third. It's now 2-0 UCLA over Murray State. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Curveballs belong in baseball, not your bank. When you choose Access Bank for your personal or commercial banking needs, you'll know what to expect every time. Personalized, all-in-one service from experts who know banking and the Omaha Metro. Access Bank has convenient branch locations and easy online solutions. Because we're here for a reason, to make your experience a home run. Learn more at accessbank.com. Member FDIC.
Life gets hectic, and that can pull away from your wellness goals. So when you finally focus on your health, why get lost in a sea of impersonal options? Discover No Name Nutrition, your family-owned health food haven. With personalized service, we'll guide you to the best choices for your journey. 2 convenient locations in Omaha, ready to support your well-being. No Name Nutrition, proudly fostering healthier lives. Visit nonamenutrition.com today, 144th and Center, or North 72nd Street.
Imagine being part of a team, working together to help children find their inner strength. You can by joining the team at the new Behavioral Health and Wellness Center at Children's Nebraska, a first-of-its-kind facility where you will contribute to a movement to nurture the mental well-being of kids and families. Become part of our people-first culture and provide hope where it's needed most. Apply today at childrensnebraska.org/wearehiringhope.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Our third inning is presented by Fernando's. For over 30 years, your choice for traditional Mexican dining. Get your Fernando's fix, 2 Omaha locations. It's margarita weather.
Whoa.
Well, it is. It's warm. It's nice. Be nice and day for a margarita.
Oh, that breeze blowing off the Missouri River?
Absolutely. You get that
little water,
that scent of the Missouri River. 2-0 UCLA as Barnett deals to Cunningham and his strike on a breaking ball.
I'm sure there's some parts of the Missouri River that give off a particular scent, but it doesn't drive me to grab a margarita.
Depends on where you are. I mean,
this feels like
side of the bank you're on.
Feels like a craft cocktail day.
Here's the 0-1. Another slow breaking ball, but this one misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Judging by the parking lot coming in at 10 o'clock this morning, there is some rocket fuel that is being consumed in the parking lot ahead of tonight's LSU-Arkansas game.
It's going to be very fascinating to see the crowd make up for that one. The 1-1, again, going with the breaking ball and missing inside. So it's 3 straight hooks here thrown by Michael Barnett. And it's 2-1 to Connor Cunningham, the freshman from Batesville, Arkansas, hometown of NASCAR legend Mark Martin.
Number 6.
The 2-1. Again, breaking ball missing inside. 3 balls and a strike now to Cunningham as he tries to get something started here for Murray State, trailing by 2. Barnett going to wipe a little sweat off his brow before he addresses the rubber. And now ready with the 3-1. And this one is fouled back. Finally threw him a fastball. And Cunningham fouls it back into the screen. Just like they do in the Major League ballparks, you've got netting, protective netting going from dugout to dugout, the ends of the dugouts. Not as far down the lines. Of course, there's a little more foul territory here than there is in a lot of Major League parks. There's a swing and a miss. He goes back to Uncle Charlie and gets the swinging strikeout. And that is the 4th strikeout through the first time in the order for UCLA junior Michael Barnett.
Yeah, doesn't this seem like a Michael Barnett start to a game? He's thrown 2 1/3 innings. He hasn't given up a hit, hasn't given up a run, has walked 3 and struck out 4.
It's been effective. Here's back to the top of the order. Here's Hogard, who struck out his first time up. And this one's going to be lined in the left field, a base hit. First hit of the day for the Racers as Jonathan Hogard delivers a single into left. And see if that can jumpstart this Racer attack. Again, Barnett will give up the base hit. Team's hitting .294 against him this year. Here's Mercer, who walked in the first. Hogard not usually a threat to run. He's 7 for 10 this year. The pitch. And this one's going to be lined into left field and get down for base hit. Station-to-station baseball as Mercer goes to the opposite field, and here come the Racers. 2 on, 1 out here in the 3rd.
Well, we'll see. This is the second time through the lineup, and Barnett's array of kind of being all over the strike zone. Those are 2 pretty good at-bats by Hogard and Mercer.
Well, the opposite field approach can pay dividends, and that's what Mercer did. And now here's Carson Garner, who's got a chance to get Murray on the scoreboard. It's 2-0 UCLA on our scoreboard, presented by Langfeld Overhead Door for your professional garage repair and installation needs. LangfeldDoors.com. 2 on, 1 out for Garner. Here's the pitch. Fastball low. Garner started as a catcher when he came to Murray as a freshman. But they already had 2 catchers ahead of him. So then they moved him to 3rd. As this one rides up and in, and he did foul it off. It almost looked like it was going to hit him, but he had turned his bat, and the ball found the bat, and it's fouled off. So a break of a strike there for Barnett. Garner ended up playing 3rd, led the league in errors that season. Then they found a spot for him in the outfield for a while. This breaking ball misses outside 2-1, moved him back to third, and he has been an asset ever since. 2 balls and a strike, 2 on for the Racers, trailing by 2 runs. Barnett will look back to second in the pitch, and this one is fouled straight back. 2-2 now, the count to Garner. Barnett. Ready to go at 2-2. The pitch. Breaking ball low, and the count is full, 3-2.
UCLA is going to get up the bullpen.
Well, second time through the order has been rough. 2 straight hits. Hogart and Mercer. The full count pitch, runners stay put, and this one is skied in the air to left. West charging in. Going out, the shortstop Chalowski, called off by West at the last minute. He'll make the catch, and the runners retreat.
Boy, look how far Chalowski went out from shortstop. He was basically in the medium left field before West, who has the better look at it coming in on the ball, called him off.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification in association with Westwood One. This is the NCAA Radio Network. The first pitch to Dom Decker is grounded just wide of the bag at first, and foul. Bases loaded, 2 out, top of the third, 2-0 UCLA. As the first real spot of trouble in the afternoon for Michael Barnett. No balls and a strike. The pitch is softly lined out towards left, but playable for West, who makes the catch to retire the side. So despite the 2 hits by Hogart and Mercer, they are left stranded as we head to the bottom of the third. It's UCLA 2, Murray State nothing. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
He thinks bean counting is an iPhone app. He is the most uninteresting man in the world.
Hi, I'm Bob Berger. Don't just get your taxes done, get them managed. If you're tired of losing sleep over your business and personal taxes, you're ready to make more money, give us a call.
Call Berger, Elliott, and Pritchard CPAs at 402-551-1919 or visit bepcpa.com.
It's time to make a game plan for game day parking. During big events, curbside parking in Omaha has a higher event rate. So save money for peanuts and Cracker Jack by parking in a garage or surface lot. You can even reserve an off-street parking space days, hours, or minutes in advance with the Park mobile app. Learn more about where to park and how to pay at parkomaha.com.
Make the right call. John Higgins Weatherguard, the home of the roofery.
When it's time to replace or repair storm damage, make the right call. John Higgins Weatherguard, the local, trusted, and proven choice. No one has installed more DaVinci roofs, and there's a reason why John Higgins Weatherguard is the nation's leader. Community member, community supporter. Make the right call.
John Higgins Weatherguard, the home of the rooferys. Make the right call.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Nice to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon, whether you're outside getting some work done or maybe relaxing or maybe out for a long stroll. Welcome inside of Charles Schwab Field. First pitch swinging, and Lavu skies one on the infield. Just now out into the left field grass goes the shortstop Cunningham, and he makes the catch for out number 1. 2-0 in favor of the UCLA Bruins as they bat here in the bottom of the third. Presented by Fernando's. For over 30 years, your choice for traditional Mexican dining. Get your Fernando's fix with 2 Omaha locations.
Great day to go out for a stroll. Hopefully people are listening to the ball game.
Take us with you wherever you go on the 1620 The Zone app or the Westwood One Sports app. Pitch is on the inside corner for a strike to Roman Martin.
There's a lot of people maybe crossing a bridge over water and keeping you entertained today.
Is it true that they're going to build another pedestrian bridge? Or did I hear that from somewhere else? Here's a bouncing ball towards short. Nice play by Cunningham. Gets up, throws to first in time for the out. He smothered the ball as he ranged to his left, got up to his feet, set his feet smartly, and fires out Roman Martin. And 2 quick outs here in the best inning so far for Nick Schutte.
Well, here in Omaha, out beyond the left field wall, and we have a Bob Carey pedestrian bridge that connects Nebraska and Iowa. They built the extension. They have the Baby Bob.
The Baby Bob?
It comes right here to the College World Series.
Yeah, it makes it easier because it used to be you had to go almost down by the river to use the pedestrian bridge, but then they extended it off, and it basically connects to the parking lot right across the street here from the ballpark, which is right next to the CHI Health Center Arena, home of Creighton Blue Jay basketball and several NCAA first and second round games and a Sweet 16 a few years ago. 2 balls, no strikes to A.J. Salgado. Nobody aboard, 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Schutte's 2-0 pitch. And this one is skied on the air. Foul ground, but the wind might blow it into the seats, and it does. A few rows behind the UCLA dugout. Bruins are in the third base dugout today. They're the home team. Murray State in the first base dugout. As Gary mentioned, the parking lots have been full since earlier this morning, not just with fans watching this game today, but the LSU and Arkansas contingent here for tonight's nightcap. The 2-1 pitch to Salgado is swung on and fouled off.
Longtime observers said the ticket line this morning when they opened up the ticket windows at 10 a.m. Central was some of the longest they've ever seen since this ballpark's been open in 2011.
Well, 3 days ago, the get-in price for tonight's game was over $300. The 2-2 is outside. You don't usually see prices like that until you get to the finals, when you have teams with large fan contingents, which we have seen in recent years.
It feels like Saturday in the South for the game tonight.
It certainly does. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Schutte trying to get a 1-2-3 inning and got him to swing at a curveball, and he just fouled it off to stay alive. A.J. Salgado, one of the rare seniors on this team with so many sophomores in the starting lineup. He's the only one without the sophomore designation in the starting 9 of the batters lineup. Here's another payoff pitch, and he misses inside, ball 4. And a few of the Murray supporters boo. The track man agrees it was on the inside corner. But home plate umpire Casey Mosier calls ball 4. That is the 4th walk given up by Schutte. All walks presented by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart.
That's what a lot of people say. We encourage. Get in your steps.
Absolutely. And, of course, down by the river here, it's a good walking area. Peyton Brennan now stands in. They'll get a throw over to first. Salgado is one of the trio of Bruins with double-digit steals, 14 out of 15 this year. Verling's been pretty good behind the plate. He's thrown out 30% of those trying to steal. And Brennan's going to line this one up the alley and down for a base hit. Digging for third and making it will be Salgado. And so with 2 outs, the Bruins are starting to stir up some trouble here. Runners on the corners now for Blake Baltz. The 4th hit of the day for UCLA. And Baltz, who had an opportunity to put up a crooked number in the first, grounded out with the bases loaded. Looked like Shuddy was going to breeze through his first easy inning of the afternoon, but here come the Bruins. 2 on now, 2 out. And the left-handed hitting Baltz waits, and the slow breaking ball misses outside, 1-0. Of course, that pedestrian bridge connects Nebraska to Iowa, which is right across the Missouri River. The 1-0. Fastball away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And that's going to bring Steve Adkins out of the Racer dugout to have a word with Nick Shuddy. 56 pitches now. 2 2/3 innings of work for Shuddy. And there is one pitcher up in the bullpen, but he has not addressed the mound yet. He's just doing some short tossing.
Well, in Murray State, if you look at their pitching staff, they are the only team here in Omaha that any pitcher on the staff that has thrown 20 or more innings this year does not have an ERA below 4. So they're going to play in some high-scoring games. But also when it comes to the bullpen, outside of trusting, and they have a really good closer in Kelman, who does have a 4.4 ERA, it's kind of a hodgepodge in that bullpen on what you're going to get on a daily basis. So they're going to ask Shuddy to go a while here so they don't have to go deep into the bullpen. But again, when he has had some trouble, he has found that pitch or that play by the 8 behind him to get out of an inning.
2 balls, no strikes to Baltz. Runners on the corners for UCLA. Shuddy at the belt and the pitch. And this fastball is hit in the air towards left. Tauken going back, now racing back over his head, makes the catch. He almost overran it. But right at the edge of the warning track, reached up over his shoulder and snagged that fly ball from Blake Baltz. And that prevents a run or 2 in the inning. 2 hits, or actually 1 hit and 2 men left. We played 3 in Omaha. It's UCLA 2 and Murray State nothing. Gary to take you through the middle after this. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
It's the bottom of the 9th. The sun's blazing and your home feels like a sauna. Don't sweat it. Skradsky Heating and Cooling is stepping up to the plate. Family owned and operated, Skradsky has been knocking summer heat out of the park for more than 70 years. Whether it's AC repair, replacement, or a full system tune-up, Skradsky brings the cool when it counts. Click heatomaha.com today to beat the heat before it steals home. Skradsky Heating and Cooling, your hometown MVP for comfort.
It's NCAA championship time. Fans of the hustle? Present. Fans of the heart? Present. Fans of the flash, grit, and grind? Present. The best fans in the lands are bringing everything they got for their team. Be there when your squad hoists the ultimate trophy overhead. The NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
Now through July 7th, take advantage of exclusive employee pricing at Woodhouse Ford. For a limited time, you pay what we pay on our full lineup of new Ford models. No exceptions, just straightforward savings. Whether you're looking for a rugged F-150, a versatile Bronco, or a dependable Escape, our friendly, knowledgeable staff are here to find the perfect vehicle for you. View our offers online or shop in-store at one of the Woodhouse Ford dealerships located in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
We go to the top of the fourth inning, and we've had a game where the two starting pitchers have walked 7, but there have been timely defensive plays in this game. And the Bruins with a 2-0 lead as Mastoni leads off the top of the fourth against Michael Barnett. First pitch from Barnett is fouled straight back over the netting into the lower bowl here at Charles Schwab Field. UCLA on the season. First year in the Big Ten, regular season co-champs, 47-16. Murray State, 44-15. 9-2 on the road in the postseason. That includes starting the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Barnett on 0-1. Here's the pitch, and Mastoni takes it inside for a ball. We were talking earlier about the success recently of the Missouri Valley Conference, and Murray State will tell you, Dan Skaraka, the head coach, will tell everybody that wants to know the Missouri Valley Conference baseball is really, really good. They're 17-9 in regional play since 21. This ball is hit in the air towards right, playable, as Salgado will come in and make the catch for out number 1. Let's check in with the third member of our team downstairs, Connor Happer. Connor?
Yeah, Gary, down by the UCLA dugout. Some complications for UCLA this year as well. They were temporarily removed from their home stadium this season in the fall in late September because of complications with their stadium lease. Coach John Savage said they built a little clubhouse on campus. They worked out there. They also worked out in the fall at 5 different local high schools. They had to bus around everywhere as the first pitches swung on and missed. So a little adversity before they got back into their home park, Jackie Robinson Stadium, in January. This update presented by Tickets for Less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Ticketsforless.com.
Thank you, Connor. 1 out, bases empty, top of the fourth. Will Verling, whose cousin Matt, the Detroit Tiger organization in the majors, struck out his first time up. Michael Barnett coming in on the season 12-1, 4.09 ERA. The big 6'4", 220-pound right-hander, and Verling chops it deep out towards second on the run. Gloving is called, flips it to first for out number 2. As we have seen early on, this is a really good defensive infield for UCLA, and it also might have the quirkiest names from left to right. You have a Roman, you have a Rock, you have a Phoenix, and you have a Mullavai. That is the infield for UCLA, and they are pretty good. They've turned 64 double plays this year, and Dan Talkin hits, who just made that great over-the-shoulder running catch in left field to end the Bruin third. Hits with the bases empty and 2 out and takes a curveball from Barnett low for a ball. Talkin walked and then was erased on that double play ball back in the second. 2-0 Bruins. The Big Ten against the Missouri Valley Conference. The kick in the fire, and this pitch is yanked foul into the stands, the front row right behind the photo well to the right of the Murray State dugout, and it will draw, I believe, some medical attention.
Well, someone was waving their hands over their head and as if to ask for someone, but maybe everyone's okay. But, man, that came in whistling hot.
1-1 pitch. The offering misses outside. The fourth inning, where UCLA has a 2-0 lead on Missouri State, is brought to you by Cheeseburgers, a takeout joint, homemade smash burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, and more. Peace, love, and cheeseburgers at 40th and Farnham. A lot of peace and love all around Charles Schwab Field on the second day of the 2025 Men's College World Series. And swing and a miss. Talkin couldn't catch up to that fastball. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murray State, they don't want to hear, even though it is the storyline, that they are a Cinderella, that they've got the glass slipper. I'll tell you, they're here to get a trophy. They don't give out a trophy for a glass slipper. What a run they have been on. They're the darlings in Omaha. Might have some of the best gear as well. The 2-2 pitch, and it is lofted into shallow center field. On the run is Brennan, and he'll make the catch. He has had a stellar season patrolling center field for the Bruins, and he makes the catch as the Racers are retired in order. Through 3.5, UCLA 2, Murray State nothing. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
Bankers Trust has the expertise to help you hit a financial home run. With special offers on checking and CD products, you'll be on your way to achieving your goals in no time. Their technology and products are designed to help you manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Visit their new full-service location at 192nd and Dodge today, or visit bankerstrust.com. Step up to a brighter financial future with Bankers Trust, where they'll help you hit your financial goals out of the park.
Twisted Thunder Fireworks is going to save you big money. You'll find the best variety and the lowest prices in the entire state of Nebraska. Don't believe us? See page after page of unique products and pricing online at twistedthunder.com, where you can watch all our items before you go to the tent. Go to twistedthunder.com to check out all our locations in Nebraska, as well as our location in Council Bluffs at the Horseshoe Casino. That's Twisted Thunder Fireworks.
Got diamonds, gold, coins, fine watches. At Saul's Jewelry alone, we buy it all. Any size diamond, scrap or broken jewelry, estate jewelry, gold, platinum, collectible, and pre-1964 coins, even bullion, silver flatware, and silver sets. With 6 metro locations open 7 days a week, no appointment necessary, and immediate payment, it's no wonder why more people choose Saul's, because we pay more. Saul's Jewelry and Loan, where you get more.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
75th year of the Men's College World Series in Omaha. We come to you from downtown Omaha, Nebraska. Charles Schwab Field, along with John Bishop, Connor Happer, I'm Gary Sharp, as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-9-1 to face Nick Schutte, who has had traffic all over the base path, but has only allowed 2 runs as we peer towards the lone scoreboard in the stadium until next year. Out in right field, it says 2-0 UCLA. The scoreboard presented by Langfeld Overhead Door for your professional garage repairs and installation needs. LangfeldDoors.com. Pitch on the way to the catcher. Duggar, who hits from the left side. It's inside for a ball. So if you're from
Scoreboard sponsors next year.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the ballpark, the main scoreboard and the only scoreboard is in right field behind the right field bullpen. Here comes the pitch, and it's low and inside. Now 3 balls and no strikes. There is a light tower very similar to the one in right field that houses the lone scoreboard. It is in left field. And then once this College World Series is over, we will have 2 scoreboards. That's coming next year. They'll upgrade the technology in this ballpark that opened in 2011, called Strike to Duggar. They'll have new ribbon boards. Spruce the place up a little bit, as another record year for crowds is on the way in 2025, and the pitch is on the way, and it is laced into center field, but on the run and played perfectly is Hogart. Moving to his right 3 steps, he makes the catch for out number 1. Schutte, 3 1/3 innings today. He's given up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 4, struck out 2. The 21-year-old from Louisville. 2 teams in the College World Series from the state of Kentucky. None from Texas for the first time since 2013. That shows you how kind of it's a weird but a kind of good weird field this year. It's an odd field, I should say. And tonight we'll get 2 familiar faces, LSU and Arkansas. A little blooper into shallow right field. This could be trouble. Going out, coming into the ball will land between Decker, the second baseman, and Mercer, the right fielder. So off the end of the bat, Phoenix Call dumps one into right field for a 1-out single. The 5th base hit of the afternoon for the Bruins.
Mercer got a late break and then just kind of gave up on it as he saw his teammate Decker heading out towards him. And Decker didn't have a play on it either, so hit them where they ain't. And the Bruins have their 5th hit of the afternoon.
One of those belongs to the man of the box, Dean West. He's been on twice. He walked and scored back in the first and then singled in a run in the second, but went too far off of first and was thrown out from Mercer to Mastone. And the pitch from Schutte is called for a strike here in the 4th inning with the Bruins on top of the Racers, 2-0. 4th inning brought to you by Cheeseburgers, a takeout joint, homemade smash burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, and more. Peace, love, and cheeseburgers at 40th and Farnham.
Dylan Zentko, the left-hander, is warming up in the Racer pen.
Snap throw over to first, and diving head first back is Phoenix Call. Dean West comes in hitting .315. UCLA, this is the 5th game they played in this ballpark. They played 4 in the Big Ten tournament. And they're back in Omaha for the first time since they won a national title in 2013. And the pitch is way high on a fastball. Now a ball and a strike. But UCLA thought they would be back here shortly after they won the national championship over Mississippi State in 2013. They were actually the number 1 overall seed in 15, the number 1 overall seed in 2019, did not make it to Omaha. Another toss over to first. 2-0, bottom of the 4th. This is bracket 2. Later tonight, LSU, Arkansas. The matchups tomorrow, an elimination game, 2 p.m. Eastern on the NCAA Radio Network. You're home for the Men's College World Series. We'll have Louisville and Arizona as West fights this pitch off and lofts it into the upper deck, foul beyond the third base dugout. And then a great matchup tomorrow night. Boy, we had a wild nightcap between Oregon State and Louisville. Louisville scored 2 in the top of the 9th, and Oregon State walked it off in the bottom of the 9th. We'll see Oregon State and Coastal Carolina tomorrow night at 7 p.m. here on Father's Day. Annual tradition here in middle of America, and West laces his pitch into left center field for a base hit. Cole will make the turn at second. Coming up with his Hogart. His throw to third, not in time. Cole goes first to third on the single by West, and West is 2 for 2, and UCLA is in business with 1 out. Runners on the corners in the 4th, already up by 2 runs.
And a perfect read by Phoenix Call. That ball was a little bit away from the center fielder Hogart, who had to come in and go to his right to pick it up. And Call saw it all the way right in front of him and knew he had a shot at third. And the Bruins with an opportunity to add to this lead.
And here is Daniel Chalowski. Everybody else kind of knows him as Rock. R-O-C-H. Goes by Rock, but it's Daniel Rock Chalowski. And he bunts it down the first base line. Off the mound is Shuddy. He'll glove it. The only play to first is to retire Chalowski, as scoring is Call. Boy, one of the best players in all of college baseball. Offensively, defensively, only a sophomore. He puts down a bunt and puts the Bruins up 3-0 on his 74th RBI of the season on the 1-3 sacrifice.
John Savage dialing the clock back to 2013. How often do you bunt a guy with 23 home runs? But Chalowski doing exactly what was needed as he put it up the first base side of the infield, and there was no play at all for Shuddy at the plate.
Chalowski, as this pitch hits LeVou on the toe, a breaking ball that stopped at about 59 feet. And so LeVou is on first base, and UCLA keeps the inning alive. There are 2 out. Now they have runners on at first and second for Roman Martin. Chalowski next year will be talked about as the first overall pick. I call him Captain America, the face of a franchise. He can do it all, and it's great on this stage that everybody else is getting to see how good a player he is. Roman Martin is 0 for 1. Walked and was stranded in the first, grounded out to short in the third. He hits with runners at first and second. UCLA trying to open up this game. He swings at the first pitch and bloops it back up the middle into center field. It'll score a run as West is around third. Headed towards third is LeVou. The throw is cut off. The throw down to second, and Martin slides in safely. Martin watched the throw go to third. He didn't stop, slides in safely, and it's now 4-0 as Martin drives in West for his 59th, 60th RBIs today. And it's 4-0 UCLA here in the 4th.
And what aggressive base running by the Bruins. LeVou was headed for third all the way. He drew the throw that direction. Then they tried to throw behind Martin. But like you said, Gary, he had thoughts of 2 all the way. And UCLA just stealing the extra base without the stolen base.
It's a heads-up baseball team that is on 47-16 this year against the 22nd most difficult schedule. And this pitch is ripped into right field. It'll 2-hop the wall. It'll score 1 run. It'll score 2. Headed towards second is Salgado with a stand-up double. All of this with 2 out. And it is 6-0 in favor of UCLA. A.J. Salgado with a 2-run double, bouncing to the wall in right field.
And that changeup just stayed up in the zone. Salgado with his 19th double of the year, and the Bruins have busted this game wide open.
A 4 spot in the 4th, and the inning continues. The 8th man to hit in the inning is Peyton Brennan. And Shuddy fires it to second. with Cunningham cutting in where Salgado is located.
Gary, I want to go back to that bunt by Chalowski. I mean, it's not just the fact that the decision was, hey, this is what we should do here, but that Chalowski, with the team-first approach, how many guys with those kind of numbers would accept that type of a situation?
It's the aggressive mindset of UCLA as Brennan fouls the pitch off at the plate, and he'll walk down the first base line to walk it off. That hurts a bit. And the home plate umpire, Casey Moser, will give him some time. 6-0 in favor of the Bruins. They've done it on 9 base hits. And keep in mind something here. They have not allowed a run in 20 straight innings in the NCAA tournament. And if you want a little bit of history going back to when they won the national title in 2013, they played 5 games and they never gave up more than a run a game in those 5. Brennan steps back into the box, left-handed stance, legs wide open, waves the bat back and forth over his left shoulder, turns and bunts it foul. Boy, he squared around late and took a shutty fastball off the handle and fouled it off. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 out. 4 are in for UCLA in the 4th. They're up 6-0. Salgado with a 2-run double is out at second. They play Brennan straight away in the outfield from left to right. Here's the pitch on the way, and it is inside. And Brennan said it hit him across the shoe top. Mosier says no. Mosier's the home plate umpire. John Savage says, let's take a look at it. Mosier points to Brennan to stay at home plate. Now the 4 umpires will come together in front of the pitcher's mound.
And Brennan had already started shedding the protective gear down by his foot. Let's take a look. No, I don't think that hit him.
UCLA is challenged to hit by pitch.
At least the first view that we got from the field camera behind the hitter. Let's see if we get a better look from center field. And, boy. Oh, it just grazes the top of his shoe.
Yeah, the back foot, the left foot, it skittered off the top. And if he had shoe polish on today, you'd be able to tell.
Like Don Clendenin?
He didn't have shoe polish on, and now Brennan is already walking to Horns home plate, and Mosier motions him back. They haven't reviewed it yet. The replay review brought to you by Jay Stinnett Contracting. When storms hit, we have you covered, jscrestoration.com. Yeah, if Brennan had shoe polish on, he'd be able to show the umpire the baseball. But I don't know that Peyton Brennan has ever used shoe polish.
Well,
it's an older
in
thing.
1969, they didn't use instant replay.
So, Brennan gets to go to first base.
The call on the field, the batter was hit by the pitch ball. He's ordered first base. UCLA will retain their 2 challenges.
Well, each team gets 2 coaches' challenges, and if you win your challenge, you get to keep it.
And that'll probably be the last hitter that Nick Schutte will face. With the 9th hitter in the inning, Blake Baltz due up. UCLA has already put 4 on the board, doing some damage with 2 out. Now there are 2 on. And the head coach of Murray State, now in his 7th year. There's a Murray State fan behind the first base dugout wearing a T-shirt that says, Skirka for president. They have captured the hearts of college baseball, and now they're trying to figure out how to slow this UCLA team that has yet to lose in the NCAA tournament. They're 5-0. The last time they lost is when they played here in Omaha in the championship of the Big Ten. They lost to Nebraska. Now Casey Moser will saunter out to the mound, and Skirka will keep in his pitcher.
Wow.
Who is at 74 pitches, and now will work to Blake Baltz with Salgado at second, Brennan at first. UCLA has scored 4 in the inning.
That's one of the rare times this season that Skirka has been the one to come out and the call wasn't made. Usually he sends out his pitching coach, Steve Adkins, and you wonder right now what the thinking is for Dan Skirka. His team's down by 6 runs. Is he already managing ahead towards the elimination bracket and trying to save arms for the long haul?
So we'll see the result of the meeting on the mound. And Bolts takes the pitch for a called strike.
I was convinced they were going to go to the bullpen. In fact, the reliever who was down there had already gone to the bullpen gate and was ready to come out.
UCLA up 6-0. 2 out, 2 on. Bottom of the fourth. Shuddy from the stretch kicks and deals, and a curveball is pulled foul outside of first base. The Big Ten had a team in the championship series, most recently Michigan in 2019. Eric Bakich was the head coach. He's now at Clemson. They lost in the championship series to Vanderbilt. Yes, UCLA is out of the Big Ten Conference, even though John Savage will say this is for the West. With Arizona and Oregon State and UCLA, 3 of the 8 in this year's Men's College World Series. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss. And Bolts goes down, and Shuddy gets out of the fourth, but not before UCLA does some damage. They score 4 runs on 4 base hits. There were no errors, and 2 left on. We are through 4. UCLA 6, Murray State nothing. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
The time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is known as the 100 deadliest days. It accounts for 37% of Nebraska's traffic fatalities. Sadly, 67 people lost their lives on Nebraskan roads during this time last year. Your children, significant others, parents, pets, and friends matter to you. Drive like they matter. Don't let a crash take you away from their lives. Always wear your seatbelt, keep your eyes on the road, and put your phone away. Brought to you by the Nebraska chapter of the National Safety Council and the Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office.
IBEW Local 22 is hiring. Join a dynamic team offering opportunities in all classifications, low voltage, residential, and commercial. Whether you're an experienced journeyman or have no experience, they'll train you. Enjoy great pay, fully funded medical benefits, and a solid retirement plan. IBEW Local 22 is your gateway to a rewarding career in Omaha. Don't miss the chance to build your future. Call Mike at 402-810-0789. That's 402-810-0789.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Another beautiful day for college baseball in Middle America. We're in Omaha, Nebraska. The Patera Landscaping booth high above the beautiful Charles Schwab Field and the 75th anniversary of the College World Series in Omaha. The greatest show on dirt outlined in the grass in center field at Diamond. As Murray State has some work to do as we travel to the Racer 5th. 6-0 in favor of UCLA. Bermeo takes the pitch up and in, right-handed hitter, grounded into a double play to end the inning back in the second. Michael Barnett, who is from the greater San Francisco Bay Area, working in his 5th inning. He's only allowed 2 hits, has kept the Racers off the board, and Bermeo lines this pitch into right field, but right to Salgado for out number 1. And now Barnett has retired 6 in a row. That pitch was laced in the air to right field. Connor Happer, who is somewhere near there, had a good look at it, Connor.
Yeah, I'm out in the batter's eye. I like to come out here every year, and usually on the day games especially, it's the same story. The sight lines are difficult for the outfielders because of the white shirts behind home plate on this hot summer day. Less so today, as some folks have cleared out, and they have all headed toward the concourse, where everyone is shoulder to shoulder, as this one's fouled off down the line. Shoulder to shoulder on the concourse right now, trying to get some shade. It's a steamy one out here in Omaha today. This update presented by Tickets for Less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Ticketsforless.com.
Thank you, Connor. And here is Connor Cunningham, 9th hitter in the Dan Skirka lineup. The breaking pitch from Barnett is low. After the Super Regional victory in Durham earlier in the week, Cunningham, like many of the Murray State players went to his phone after the game, and the pitch is called for a strike. Had at least 50 text messages, 40 Instagrams, DMs, 50 Snapchats.
How many MySpaces?
Did not get that stat. Got a lot of new friends, did Cunningham and his mates, and he taps this pitch slowly towards first. LaVue waves off Barnett, takes it himself, and now that is 7 in a row that Barnett has retired.
And he's at 72 pitches, Gary. Only once this year has he been over 100, but now you've got this 6-run lead. I've got to imagine John Savage would love to squeeze, obviously, the rest of this inning, and then maybe a 5th, maybe a 6th inning out of him and save back some of those arms in the bullpen. We'll see how they play it.
Great uniform matchup today. UCLA out of Westwood. The Blues against the Creams of Murray State out of Murray, Kentucky. 2 out, bases empty. Hogard hits and swings to the first pitch and bounces it back up the middle line into left center field. So Hogard, who has a propensity to lead off games with home runs, comes through with a 2-out base hit. It's his second, so 2 of the 3 hits against Barnett have come from Jonathan Hogard. And that'll bring Dustin Mercer to the plate here in the 5th inning, which is powered by the winning team at Liberty First Credit Union, supporting their communities and providing banking with purpose. Mercer has been on twice. He walked in the first, singled in the third. Murray State has had a couple of opportunities in the first and the third, as here comes John Savage.
I wonder if something might be wrong here.
So Savage, who's in his 21st year, he's on the list of guys that have worn a uniform as either a head coach or an assistant coach at both UCLA and USC. And you're right, John. He's looking back towards the dugout almost like he would like a trainer to come out, and now the athletic trainer for UCLA will come out of the dugout.
Chalowski is going to give her, or not, I don't think, maybe that's not Chalowski, but someone met her halfway between the mound and the dugout and mouthed something to her about what was going on, and now they're looking.
And
I think it is his left hand.
Casey Mosier, the home plate umpire, is out there talking with Savage. And now the athletic trainer for UCLA has trotted back to the dugout. Barnett is standing on top of the mound, and now Mosier is telling his fellow umpires what is going on. John Savage, who has pitching is his strength, when he was the pitching coach and recruiting coordinator at USC, and Mark Pryor and Barry Zito, 723 wins, so now Savage will trot off the mound and head to the dugout, and it is counted as a mound visit. And Barnett, no warm-up pitches, appears to be okay as everybody retreats to their position.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
Or possibly a pitch comm issue. We will see here. 2 out and 1 on. Hogart with the 2-out single. And Dustin Mercer, number 2 in the Murray State lineup. Wide open stance on the left side, and the pitch is way high. John alluded to there is activity in the UCLA bullpen. It is 6-0 UCLA here in the top of the 5th inning. UCLA ranked as high as 13th in the polls. Murray State unranked and nobody in the top 500 MLB draft prospects. As the pitch comes inside and Mercer takes it for a ball. Boy, and you're looking, John Savage now has climbed up a couple of stairs in the dugout. So unsure of what was the problem with Barnett, but he has not been able to relocate the strike zone. Hogard held on at first by LaVue. Barnett from the stretch kicks and deals. Big curveball way outside.
Something is obviously not right.
And now Barnett looked into the dugout as he got the ball back from his catcher, Duggar. And this is probably you're down to your final pitches here. Michael Barnett, the Friday starter for UCLA, 12-1. Today making his 14th start. 3 balls and no strikes to Mercer. Here comes the pitch. And it misses a 4-pitch walk. And now Barnett's looking in the dugout. And Duggar looked into the dugout, shrugged his shoulders, and whatever is plaguing Michael Barnett with 2 out in the 5th, that's going to be it for him, because here comes the legendary John Savage out of the UCLA dugout.
You wonder if it's a blister possibly, or maybe something like that was forming on his pitching hand. Was a left-hander up for UCLA. As the end of the line has come for Michael Barnett. Not the most efficient game pitched today. When you look at his pitch count was 77, but of those 77 pitches, only 40 were strikes. So it was almost a 50-50 strikeout or strikes to balls rate. And they are signaling right-hander.
Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion in the UCLA bullpen and which pitcher they want, but they have made the call to the bullpen, and somebody who will be one to watch in the Big Ten next year is on his way out of the left field bullpen, Ployer in all blue. We'll tell you more about Wylan Moss, who will come in relief of Michael Barnett here in the top of the fifth. UCLA with a 6-0 lead. This call to the bullpen is presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning Charbuff Wings. We're back to Omaha after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carryout location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart. Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
UCLA has gone to the bullpen with a 6-run lead as Michael Barnett appeared to have something of an issue, not with his control, but something else that leads to his departure with 2 out and 2 on in the top of the fifth inning. And the Bruins leading UCLA 6-0. Before we tell you about the young, talented freshman right-hander Wylan Moss, Connor has more on what may have ailed Michael Barnett.
Yeah, hot day, guys. Like we said, leg cramps it is for Michael Barnett. So there you go. He's on the bench right now in the corner of the dugout, frustrated clearly, but out of the game with a leg cramp. Presented by Tickets for Less, as this update is. Best seats, best prices, no service fees, ticketsforless.com.
Wylan Moss will make his 18th appearance. Half of them have been out of the bullpen. The right-hander from Mater Dei High School, the well-known athletic achievements from that high school. 2-1, 2.47 ERA, 47 and a 30. Has struck out 49. He has only given up 13 earned runs, and the opposition is not hitting a robust number against him. He's going to be somebody to watch next year. And UCLA, as a team, they are loaded with sophomores. They only have 3 players on this roster that did not begin their career at UCLA. So 26 was the year that they thought would be the year of the Bruin. Well, it's come a little bit early, and Moss will be somebody that is important this year and next year and beyond, and he's really important here for UCLA because 2 out and 2 are on. It's 6-0, and here's Carson Garner. Garner 0 for 2. First pitch from Moss, and it's in there for a strike. Moss, 6'3", 185, true freshman, and a variety of pitches. Hogarth's at second, Mercer's at first. The shift is on. Call the second baseman by nearly behind the bag at second. Moss comes home with the pitch, and Garner swings late and hits into right field. Base hit. One hops to Salgado, waved around third as Hogarth. Here's the throw, and it's up the line, and Hogarth slides around Duggar, who does not tag him.
The throw was in plenty of time to get him, but a great job by Hogarth to go to the foul side of the plate. And the catcher was just far enough up the line, and Duggar couldn't get a good angle to make the tag. The throw should have beaten him, but he gets a fastball thigh high, and Carson Garner has broken the shutout.
And Murray State is on the board. 2-out RBI single. Garner with 60 RBIs this year, now 6-1, and it continues the inning for Dominic Decker. Left-handed hitter against the freshman right-hander Moss, who just came out of the bullpen. And a slider is in there for a called strike, belt high. Moss from the stretch, 6'3". Long looking his catcher, now comes home with a pitch, and it's laced into the air to left field. West on the run, diving, makes the catch. And the Bruins get out of the fifth as West lays out Superman style to make the catch and bring the Racer fifth to an end. But not before they scratch the scorecard for the first time. 1 run on 2 hits, there were no errors, and 2 left on. We are halfway through this Saturday afternoon game at the 2025 Men's College World Series. UCLA 6, Murray State 1. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
When your athlete is giving their all, you want them to have every advantage. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream helps warm up muscles, stop cramps in minutes, and speeds up muscle recovery. KRT is WADA compliant, hormone-free, backed by science, and used by college and pro athletes. The game never stops, and neither should your athletes. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream. Stay in the game. Visit krtrelief.com to get yours today.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Security equipment makes sure you're always safe at home or when you're away. SEI gives you time to focus on what really matters. Whether it's your home or business, we protect life and property with all of the latest Honeywell home and First Alert products by monitoring for security, fire, carbon monoxide, flood, and temperature 24/7, 365. We provide peace of mind by connecting services like security, video, automation, and access control in one system. Visit SEIsecurity.com to set up a free consultation. SEI is a First Alert Premier Pro partner.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Murray State averages nearly 9 runs a game. They're finally on the board. A little support for Nick Schutte, who comes out to work this bottom of the 5th inning. 6-1 UCLA. Duggar Call West, that's 8-9-1. UCLA sent 9 to the plate back in the 4th when they scored 4 against Schutte. And this pitch is hit in the air, playable left field. Tolkien angling towards the foul line, makes the catch for out number 1 off the bat of Cash Duggar.
79 pitches now for Schutte. And despite the fact that he has given up 6 runs, 4 of them in the last inning, Dan Skirka is letting him go out there. And remember, he came out and it looked like for sure he was being lifted before he got the strikeout of Blake Baltz. And it is obvious that Skirka is trying to save as many arms as possible, hopefully for a comeback, but at the very least, saving arms for a trip through the loser's bracket.
All right, throws a curveball. It's in there for a called strike to Phoenix Call. 79 miles an hour. In the last decade, there are 4 other teams, just like Murray State, that have made their debut here in Omaha at the Men's College World Series. 2 of them happened in the 16 series, pitches high. Coastal Carolina and UCSB, Cal Santa Barbara in 16. We had Washington here in 18, and then the Batcats from Lexington, Kentucky last year. We'll have a new champion this year. And the curveball inside called for a strike to the right-handed hitting Phoenix Call. Tennessee got beaten the Super by Arkansas. We'll get a first-hand look at LSU and Arkansas tonight. Lots of new faces. And this pitch almost hits Call. And Shuddy labors a little bit with one out in the fifth.
It's not too hot for the Wave.
Well, not as many people share that sentiment. Call looks at a pitch low and away. It has been kind of fun here, and one thing has been really fun and why Murray State is a darling of people here in Omaha that are baseball knowers is when you go to a game at Reagan Field that only seats 800 in Murray, Kentucky, and they just added lights back in 2014, they don't do the Wave.
It's more of a pond ripple.
This pitch is popped in the air. Foul territory. The first baseman, Stoney, coming over right in the middle of the first base coaching box to make the catch for out number 2.
We had a collision there, Gary, between Shuddy and Call, who was coming up the line. Shuddy was just coming in to back up his first baseman, and they collided. Fortunately, neither one of them was running it out too hard, but a little tangle there.
As a matter of fact, if you go, and I encourage this, to stop in Murray, Kentucky. It's about 230 miles northeast of Louisville. It's a community of about 18,000. Ron Frazier, the legendary College World Series figure, the head coach of Miami, actually was a pitcher at Murray State back in 1953. You might find a plaque or two with his name. And you know what? If you go there today, as West was showing bunt and took the pitch outside as he hits with 2 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 5th, and UCLA up by a score of 6-1. You will see on their lineup board, the lineups are still up from their last home game when they played Missouri State on the last weekend of the regular season. It's old school. Somebody takes a marker and puts in the lineups. It's a intimate setting, which is, John told you earlier, and Dan Skirka said earlier in the week, he does not cut the grass. Also will tell you they're not fully funded with the 11.7 scholarships. The pitch to West is right down the pipe for a called strike here in the 5th inning, which is powered by the winning team at Liberty First Credit Union, supporting their communities and providing banking with purpose. Also, Skirka teaches a class on baseball. And this big old curveball misses outside from Shuddy. This could be his last inning as West steps out of the box. The count now 3 balls and 1 strike. The class that Skirka teaches at Murray State is Coaching Baseball 2. Coaching Baseball 1 does not exist. Fastball ripped in the air to left field. Tolkien, who made a nice defensive play early in the game, this time reaches up with the glove on the left hand and makes the catch with the sunglasses down at the base of the warning track. And Shuddy retires the Bruins in order for the first time today. We are through 5, and UCLA leads Murray State by a score of 6-1 in association with 1620 The Zone. You're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
At Rotella's Italian Bakery, they put unsurpassed product quality into everything they bake. Old world skill and experience are masterfully blended with modern efficiencies to create the delicious breads, rolls, hamburger and hot dog buns, and other specialty products that have delighted their customers since 1921. Combining customer satisfaction with uncompromising quality is their goal. Rotella's Italian Bakery, a century of pride in every slice. To see the full menu of products, visit rotellasbakery.com.
This season, step up to the plate with exceptional offers at Woodhouse Ford. For a limited time, you pay what we pay, with exclusive employee pricing on the full lineup of award-winning vehicles. From the built tough F-150 to the versatile Bronco, it's your chance to drive home a new Ford with a deal that truly knocks it out of the park. View inventory and our exclusive offers online, or visit Woodhouse Ford at our 3 locations in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth.
Life gets hectic, and that can pull away from your wellness goals. So when you finally focus on your health, why get lost in a sea of impersonal options? Discover No Name Nutrition, your family-owned health food haven. With personalized service, we'll guide you to the best choices for your journey. 2 convenient locations in Omaha, ready to support your well-being. No Name Nutrition, proudly fostering healthier lives. Visit nonamenutrition.com today, 144th and Center, or North 72nd Street.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
It is the 6th inning, and UCLA with a 6-1 lead on Murray State. They pulled into the parking lot earlier today, got out of the car, and some fans said, "Whoa, that was a wild one last night." It was. He was listening to John's call of the walk-off by the Beavers over the Cardinals. Yesterday, Coastal Carolina beat Arizona 7-4, and then Oregon State rallied to beat Louisville 4-3. First pitch swinging, hit sharply on the ground, deep at short. Chalosky came up with it off the bat of Minnesota, but he will have no play, and it is an infield single to begin the 6th inning. So the Racers, who saw Michael Barnett leave due to cramp issues, and now against Wyland Moss, they've gotten 2 base hits in the 3 batters that he's faced. It's 6-1 here in the top of the 6th. The one thing, and now John Savage right away out of the dugout. He's going to make a move to the bullpen. But the one thing we have learned about the Racers, it does not matter the deficit. They play all 9 innings, and they are back knocking on the door, down 5, as UCLA will make a call to the bullpen. Presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning Charbuff Wings. UCLA up 6-1, and you know the stats. When you win your first game in Omaha, you got a good chance. John Savage is not taking any chances. He's going to the bullpen, and we'll tell you about the new Bruin left-hander after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carryout location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart. Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
Before we introduce you to UCLA left-hander Ian May, let's pause for station identification in association with Westwood One on the NCAA Radio Network. It is 6-1. UCLA leads Murray State in the top of the 6th inning. The 2025 Men's College World Series from Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, Nebraska. Don Bishop, Connor Happer, Nick Grimm. I'm Gary Sharp. And this is a left-hander, John. Redshirt Jr., left-hander from Laguna Niguel, Ian May.
Ian May made his only other 2 appearances in this NCAA tournament in back-to-back games through an inning of relief against Fresno State in the regional round, and then came out and threw 5 innings of relief and got the win out of the bullpen, giving up a couple of earned runs on 3 hits the very next day. So he's been off for a little over 2 weeks, and he comes in here where you've got 3 of the next 4 hitters hitting from the left side, and so John Savage going with the matchups here.
Will Vierling is 0 for 2. But he hits with a runner on at first to begin the 6th inning. 6-1 UCLA. May, shrug of the shoulders, kicks and fires. First pitch is ripped into right field for a base hit. Mastoni will head around second. He'll head to third. Standing up. Back-to-back singles. And here come the Racers. Off to Omaha. And possibly off to a comeback.
You got a first pitch breaking ball, center cut, and smoked it past the first baseman, Lavu, who was holding the runner on at first. And if the Racers are going to make something happen here, you need to put up a crooked number here in the 6th inning.
Dan Tonkin is the batter. He is 0 for 1 and has walked in the 6th inning. Presented by Drug Enforcement Administration. To learn about the dangers of fentanyl or to join in the fight against drugs, visit DEA.gov. Murray State with a chance to break through, and first pitch swinging and hit well, but playable to the gap in left center field. West almost, and Brennan collide. Brennan at the last moment never heard West. He makes the catch, and tagging from third is Mastoni to score to make it 6-2. Oh my! West and Brennan had the same path to the baseball in left center field. You could see by the motion West was calling Brennan off, and he never stopped until he was right in front of West to make the catch.
Well, typically the center fielder has the call, but it certainly didn't appear either he called out late or West did not hear him. But fortunate for the Bruins, A, the catch was made, B, there wasn't a collision and there wasn't an injury.
Now 6-2 as Vierling remains at first. Bermeo squares around the bunt, pulls it back, takes it for a strike. Bermeo just making his 14th start in this lineup. Majority of them have come in the month of May and June. He's 0 for 2 today, and now it is 6-2 in the sixth. May from the stretch looks right at the runner at first and comes home with a fastball that's crossed the kneecaps inside for a ball. Most would say in Murray State athletic history, this is the biggest athletic event in school history. The amount of publicity that they have gotten in the last week might be tough to put a number on it. And another pitch is inside. They got to play all 9 innings against Murray State. Just ask the folks in Oxford and ask the folks in Durham. May sets at the belt buckle. And the 2-0 is in the same spot inside now, 3-0. There is 1 out. 1 run is in the sixth. Murray State, a team built to hit doubles. Team, they're hitting 309. Sorry, John. And this pitch is grounded towards third. Could be 2 to second for 1 on to first. And not scooped by LaVue. It skips away from him. Bermeo will retreat back to the bag, but UCLA gets 1 as Martin to call, but LaVue could not scoop it. It would have been a tough play at first, and now 2 are away.
Well, let's just get the lead runner. Nice job by LaVue just to keep it close enough. For a moment, Bermeo thought he had a turn and a chance to go to second, but thought better of it.
Cunningham hits with 2 out. Runner on, 6-2. We're in the sixth. Later tonight, LSU, Arkansas. And a toss over to first base. Boy, Bermeo had a tough read. He was late reacting, got back just ahead of the tag.
This is the first lefty that they've seen, and so you've got to get a good read on that move, and Bermeo was very fooled.
And another toss over to first. So as we get to know more about Murray State baseball, and it is quite the story, and I think people have fallen in love with it in a year that we thought parity was done in college baseball, and then the last 2 weeks have reminded us not so fast, my friends. One of the favorite stories I have about their head coach, Dan Skirka, as May comes home with a pitch, and a changeup is in there for a called strike. So he played shortstop at Grand Valley State. Pretty good college baseball player. On his team in 2007, the double play combo, Skirka is at short as May delivers a pitch and a swing and a miss. The second baseman on that team, none other than Spud McKenzie.
Somebody had a sense of humor.
No balls and 2 strikes to Cunningham. Bermeo on at first, 2 out, 6-2. Top of the sixth, and May,
I guess,
likes to throw over to first.
We need to explain to the youngsters who Spuds McKenzie was. He was a promotional dog used to sell Budweiser beer back in the 80s and 90s.
Not sure if Spud is listening today, supporting his former college teammate. But if he is, thank you. And this pitch is just low and away. So May has battled it a bit since coming out of the bullpen in relief of Wyland Moss. Michael Barnett started for UCLA, their Friday starter, 4 2/3. Only allowed a run, but he was a little bit wild. Walked 4, struck out 4, left due to cramps on a warm, humid day in Omaha. The pitch is on the way, and Cunningham looks it as it slices away from him, and now the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a critical at bat here for Murray State. You want to flip it to the top of the order and give Hogard a chance here with a couple of runners on.
UCLA, a 15 national seed. The pitch, and just missing. Duggar tried to frame it for Mosier, the home plate umpire, but it was too high and inside, and now all of a sudden it is 3 balls and 2 strikes. And with 2 out, Bermeo will be off from first, and LaVue now will play behind him. The shift is on. Deep in shallow right field is called the second baseman. There goes the runner, and a swing and a miss, and May pulls the string on a curveball, and Cunningham swings through it. Murray State gets 1, and that's it on a couple of base hits. There were no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. UCLA 6, Murray State 2. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Baseball fans, get in the action when you get your tickets at ticketsforless.com or through the Tickets for Less app. Score extra savings on your tickets when you use promo code THEZONE at checkout. Simply visit ticketsforless.com or download the free Tickets for Less app from your app store today. Reminder, Tickets for Less never charges added service fees. Every seat holds a story. Find yours and save at ticketsforless.com. Ticketsforless.com is not an official ticket reseller of the NCAA Men's College World Series.
The hot, humid weather is coming, but if you call Patera Landscaping today, you can be relaxing in your crystal clear swimming pool this summer. Patera's design team will expertly craft and install your stunning pool that your family and friends will enjoy this summer and for years to come. Enjoy baseball, cookouts, and your perfect swimming pool from Patera this summer. Go to PateraLandscaping.com. For pool design, outdoor living, and landscaping, call Patera.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Nick Schuttie's afternoon is over for Murray State. The right-hander goes 5 innings, allows 8 hits, 6 runs all earned, walked 4, struck out 3 in the 28 batters that he faced. He threw 90 pitches on a humid day, and he departs and gives way to the left-hander from Brazil, Indiana, Dylan Zentko, who makes his 22nd appearance all out of the bullpen. 4-1, 4.38 ERA. 49 1/3 innings. He struck out 53, has only walked 19, and he'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Bruin lineup here in the bottom of the 6th inning with UCLA on top, 6-2, 8 runs in the game. We're looking for more runs. If you're UCLA, Safe at Home is presented by SEI. You're always safe with a security solution from Security Equipment Incorporated. Rock Chalosky, last time up with a runner on third, bunted the baseball and bunted in a run. 74th RBI of the year. He is 0 for 1 today, has walked the sacrifice and then lined to the second baseman Decker in the first pitch for Zentko. For the first time ever in the Men's College World Series, misses for a ball. Chalosky, only a sophomore. He just looks like a franchise player. Pitch misses outside, 2-0. He is great at the plate, great in the field, and one of the rare players to win the Big Ten Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. The pitch is on the way, and he hits a 2-hopper out towards short. Charging is Cunningham, comes up with it, and he retires Chalosky. So that's how Zentko starts his relief appearance here in the Bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring LaVue to the plate. LaVue is 1 for 2. He's hit by a pitch back in the 4th. You know, a great stat that you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast this afternoon, John, about the amount of championships that UCLA as an athletic department have won. And they've had their fair share of success in baseball, but just one title, and that was in 2013. But the names that have come through Westwood, how would you like to put together a starting 9 all-time of UCLA baseball players, as the pitch is called for a strike to LaVue?
Well, you definitely got a rotation, and you probably got a good bullpen.
How about they came to the College World Series and Cole and Bauer were 1 and 2?
Yes. Adam Plutko had a good career. He was in that same era.
And would Todd Zeal be your catcher?
Todd Zeal.
Conine as LaVue fouls this pitch back into the upper deck right below us to our left.
Chase Utley, too, correct?
Yep. Troy Gloss. Eric Karros.
And, of course, Jackie Robinson.
Which their ballpark in Westwood is named after.
Of course, Jackie could have been on any of about 4 different athletics.
LaVue hits this one well to right center field, onto the track. To make the catch is Mercer. He had a good jump on it. LaVue drove that ball in the air to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark where it's 375 in the alleys in right center field, but Mercer, 3 steps in front of the wall, made the catch for out number 2.
In a lot of college ballparks, that's probably a home run, but it's a 375 mark out to the right center and left center gap. It was 31 degrees off the bat, 104 miles an hour. But if you're going to hit it out here, you either got to really crush it or you've got to go down the lines, especially basically the depth of the bullpen to the foul pole.
We're almost through 3 games of the 2025 Men's College World Series, and we've only had 1 home run. Roman Martin has had 9 on the year. He's driven in a couple of runs today, and he hits with 2 out, the bases empty in the bottom of the 6th, and it's 6-2. UCLA. Pitch from Zenko misses. The 6th inning presented by the Drug Enforcement Administration. To learn about the dangers of fentanyl or to join in the fight against drugs, visit DEA.gov. Roman Martin. Now, there's a baseball name for you. Playing third base for the Bruins. The pitch, and he hits it off the end of the bat in the air to center field. It's going to send Hogarth back, but Hoy has plenty of room to make the catch. Turns and throws it into the stands, and he has a fan for life. And Zenko out of the bullpen retires the Bruins in order. That's back-to-back innings that UCLA has been kept off the base paths, and 6 are now in the books. UCLA 6, Murray State 2. John to take you the rest of the way home after this in association with 1620 The Zone. You're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
It's a scorcher out there, folks, and if your AC's throwing wild pitches, it's time to call in the relief team. Skradsky Heating and Cooling. Family owned, operated, and cooling Omaha for more than 70 years. Skradsky doesn't just play ball, they knock the heat out of the park. Whether you're watching the college baseball championships or just trying not to stick to your couch, don't strike out with a broken AC. Visit heatomaha.com because sweating through summer is a foul ball.
It's NCAA championship time. Fans of the hustle? Present. Fans of the heart? Present. Fans of the flash, grit, and grind? Present. The best fans in the lands are bringing everything they got for their team. Be there when your squad hoists the ultimate trophy overhead. The NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
A big 4-run fourth inning for UCLA on the scoreboard. The Bruins, as we get set for the top of the seventh, have a 6-2 lead. More runs, yay or nay? Safe at Home is presented by SEI. You're always safe with a security solution from Security Equipment Incorporated. And also the scoreboard presented by Langfeld Overhead Door for your professional garage repairs and installation needs. LangfeldDoors.com. New pitcher for UCLA to begin the seventh, Jack O'Connor, John.
The junior out of Palos Verdes, California. Fastball, slider, curve, and a change. He's been in 3 different NCAA tournament games and has pitched an inning each. He is the 4th different hurler today for the Bruins. Barnett, the starter, was lifted just an out shy of qualifying for the win today. Leg cramps, the report from Connor Happer. A culprit as to why his day was cut a little bit short. Top of the order up for Murray State, and it's Jonathan Hogart taking a strike. Hogart has 2 of these 6 hits. Singles in the 3rd and the 5th, scored in the 5th. The 0-1 is a fastball low. 7th inning is presented by the American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska. Choose movement, choose health, choose physical therapy. ChoosePT.com/NE. A ball and a strike to Hogart. Pause by O'Connor. The pitch is laced into left field for the 3rd hit of the day. Hot smash grounder past 3rd. And Murray State has put a little bit more pressure on UCLA in these last 3 innings, but they really need a crooked number here. They're running out of time. There's 9 offensive outs left. And if there was ever a time to do it, you got the top of the order up here. This would be it, as Dustin Mercer will stand in. Mercer on base all 3 times today with a single and 2 walks. 6-2 in favor of UCLA. We're in the 7th. O'Connor's first pitch is fouled back into the seats. Crowd is thinned out a little bit. Maybe some of the folks still underneath the overhang trying to get some shade. Honestly, doesn't feel too bad inside of our broadcast booth, our Patera Landscaping broadcast booth. This year, the lily was the flower of choice. I believe that was Nick Grimm's call. Here's the 0-1, and that bounces in front of the plate. A good block by Cash Duggar to keep the runner at first.
It's always amazing that every year when we come back into this booth, the ferns have grown a little bit. Everything that was here when we left last June is still here, and it's growing.
Yeah, we needed to bring the arborist out here to trim these a little bit. This is a line shot into center field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles. Second time that Hogart and Mercer have turned that trick. But can Murray State capitalize?
Their team, I keep saying it, 27 outs. Boy, it's 6-2. It's a 4-run lead. I know we did the math. But it doesn't feel comfortable.
No.
Because you're playing this Murray State team. Just, again, ask the folks in Oxford, ask the folks in Durham. Until that 27th out is recorded, you have to worry about Murray State.
The bullpen is back up again. Double-barreled action, left and right-handers for UCLA. First 2 men have reached here in the 7th. Here's Carson Garner, who drove in. Their first run in the 5th inning with an RBI single. Jack O'Connor has been greeted rudely here in the 7th, and his first pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Garner, who has been a 4-year starter for Dan Skirka. The 1-0. Bounced in front of the plate. Another block by Duggar. Runners do not advance. But it's now 2 balls and no strikes And here comes John Savage.
I don't think this will be a pleasant conversation.
And he is taking a brisker walk, as all coaches do. Skips over the foul line, doesn't touch it with his foot.
You know, as part of this, and again, it's 6-2, but the first two are on here in the seventh. Hat tip to Shuddy in his last inning, where he was up there in the pitch count, retired the Bruins in order, and then Zentko comes out of the bullpen against 2-3-4 and puts up a 0.
So a very quick meeting, the contents of which will remain sealed. But I'm sure it had something to do with throw strikes. 2 balls, no strikes to Carson Garner. One more man reaches, and the tying run comes to the plate. O'Connor will look back at second in the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there by O'Connor. O'Connor has a full repertoire of pitches, fastball, slider, curve, and change. Fed him the slider there for the first strike. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch bouncing in the dirt again, and for the third time in this inning, a block by Duggar. And now it is 3-1. Decker has to be liking what he sees from the on-deck circle. Here come the Murray supporters, of which there have been quite a few adoptees here in Omaha. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner, and a generous outside corner offered by Casey Mosier, according to the TrackMan. That was about 3 or 4 inches off the plate. Now the count's full, 3-2. O'Connor ready in the pitch, and this one's hit in the air. Should be playable. Brennan over, and again another near miscommunication. It is caught by Brennan, and I'm not sure if either he's not talking loud enough or West needs to turn up the hearing aids, but that's the second time that Brennan has cut right in front of his left fielder and called him off what appears to be the last minute to make the catch. 1 out. So a big first out here in the 7th inning. The double play is in order here for Dominic Decker. Decker lined out and was robbed of a base hit on a great play by Dean West. Back in the 5th inning, the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Decker, who had a pair of multi-RBI games at Duke in the Super Regional, looking for his first RBI here of this College World Series. The 1-0, and this one is swung on, hit down the line, deep, but at the track, leaping and making the catch is Salgado. Tagging and advancing to third is Hogart. He put a charge into it, 102 off the bat. For a fleeting second, I thought we might get one out of here. But Salgado makes the catch midway through the track in front of the Murray State bullpen.
Well, they had Decker played really well in right field on the scouting report, because before he came to the plate, Salgado moved back. And if he, there was a chance if he did not move at all, that ball could have gone over his head. But he moved back about 10 steps before the at-bat when he looked at the little card in his back pocket on how to play defense against Decker.
And that is going to be the end for Jack O'Connor. So he gets 2 fly ball outs here after the first 2 men reached via the base hit. And for the 5th pitcher of the day, the ball will be handed over here in our 7th inning. It is still 6-2 UCLA. Murray State in danger of thwarting yet another offensive opportunity. And we'll talk to you about the new Bruin pitcher after this call to the bullpen, presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings. Will return to Charles Schwab Field in Omaha right after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carry-out location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart. Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
So the graduate senior right-hander from Reno, Nevada, August Sousa, trying to get the final out here of the 7th inning and keep Murray State off the board. The numbers this year for Sousa, making his 29th appearance of the year. He does have a save, a 5.40 ERA. 26 and 2/3 innings. He has struck out 27, walked 15, opponent's batting average of .204. Sousa has made 4 appearances. This is 5th in the NCAA tournament, most on the team. He's been a situational pitcher in 5 appearances, 4 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts. For August Sousa, who came into the country top 35 in appearances. Hogarth led off the inning with a single. Mercer followed with a single. Then Carson Garner flew out to center, and Dom Decker put a charge into one into right field, but it didn't have enough carry as A.J. Salgado made the catch on the warning track. So 2 on, 2 out of a 6-2 baseball game. UCLA has led all the way. They scored runs in each of the first 2 innings, then busted it open with a 4 spot in the 4th. Murray trying to score for their 3rd straight inning. It's 1st and 3rd for the Racers. 2 out, and the first pitch is outside, a fastball. And it has been an active inning for Cash Duggar. He's had to block 3 pitches in the dirt, and that fastball was overthrown and nearly to the backstop. Luke Mistoni awaits the 1-0, and it's swung on, hit in the air towards center field. Coming on and making the catch is Peyton Brennan to retire the side, and another golden opportunity goes by the boards. No runs this time, 2 hits, and 2 men left. It's 7th inning stretch time here in Omaha, presented by American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska. Choose movement, choose health, choose physical therapy, choose PT.com/NE. 6-2 UCLA. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
Defending your rights takes experience. At the Sedora Law Group, that experience spans 3 generations. Whether it's a misdemeanor felony or DUI, we bring the same structure trusted by local and national clients: courtroom preparation, sentencing insight, and real legal strategy. Schedule a consultation with your defense team today. Visit SedoraLaw.com. That's SODORO law.com. Or call 402-504-9346. When your family, freedom, or finances are on the line, your outcome depends on what you do next. Visit SedoraLaw.com.
Ready to hit your financial goals out of the park? Bankers Trust at 192nd and Dodge offers a full suite of banking products and tools just for you. Experience high-touch, personalized service in personal banking, lending, and wealth management. Swing by the new location or visit bankerstrust.com to learn more. Your financial future is at bat, and Bankers Trust is here to help you hit a home run. Experience the Bankers Trust difference today.
Baseball and a cold one go together like apple pie and America. At Cross Strain Brewing Company, the goal of every beer is to make it enjoyable, drinkable, and leave you asking, what are they going to do next? Hit up Draftworks Taproom, just 2 blocks north of the ballpark, for a cold beverage, a bite to eat, or for Dingerville. Presented by MCL Construction during opening weekend. Cross Strain Brewing Company, always evolving. 2 blocks north of the stadium on Millwork Avenue. Please drink responsibly.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
John Bishop, Gary Sharp, Connor Happer, bottom of the 7th here in Omaha. UCLA 6, Murray State 2. A.J. Salgado will lead things off against Dylan Zenko. And the first pitch is swung on and missed. An off-speed pitch. It's been 7 straight set down by Murray State pitching, which is the best run of success they have had all day. Unfortunately, their offense has had opportunities, but has only tallied 2 runs. This fastball will rise up and out of the strike zone. A ball and a strike. This is bracket 2. The winner of this game will face the winner of tonight's game. LSU versus Arkansas, the only 2 SEC teams to advance here to Omaha this year. The 1-1 is fouled straight back. 1-2. The losers, of course, will move down into the losers bracket. Double elimination. And this is an opportunity for me to jump back on my soapbox.
Oh, boy.
I made this suggestion a couple of years ago. We're about ready to get the 1-2 from Salgado, and he'll pop this one foul. So right now, it just says bracket 1 and bracket 2.
Mm-hmm.
I have felt, as a way to honor the heroes of the sport, that every year the folks who operate the College World Series in Omaha and the NCAA, maybe the College Baseball Hall of Fame, could cooperate on a deal where we name the brackets after former legends of the event. Coaches, administrators, obviously players. And change it every year and do some kind of a preseason ceremony where either that individual's family, as this one is fouled off the catcher, and it's going to be a strike 3. Did not foul it off. Catcher actually dropped it, but he juggles it, gathers it back up, and tags Salgado out. And that is the 4th strikeout of the afternoon by Murray State pitching. But you could do a ceremony. You could bring in.
Like this would be the Ron Frazier bracket.
Perhaps the Ron Frazier bracket.
Augie Garrido bracket.
Exactly.
Cliff Gustafson bracket.
And if that person is no longer with us, you bring in their family. And then after each of the 2 brackets have been settled, that person or that family can award the winning team, as this one's popped up on the infield behind home plate. It'll reach the seats, and you give each of the team a pennant. So like the winner of this bracket would get the Augie Garrido pennant, and it's something similar because they give out trophies. If you win a regional, you get a trophy. You win a super, you get a trophy. You win one of these 2 brackets, I mean, sure, you go to the finals, which is great, and that's what you want to do, but I thought honor the heroes of this game and award the team who wins each of the 2 brackets and advances to the finals the classic baseball pennant. Here's the 0-1 to Brennan. Puts a charge into this one, hits it deep into center field. Going back is Hogart, but plenty of room in this big old ballpark, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
I've heard you make that suggestion before, and it picks up a little bit of steam in the 75th anniversary here in Omaha, where we all remember our favorite moments and our favorite players. I thought you were going to go, because this will be a topic of a lot of the fans tonight, of reseeding when you get to the College World Series. No other championship in the NCAA does that with their championships. I know good majority of the college baseball coaches would entertain possibly reseeding when you get here. Not after the regional, before the super, but when you get to Omaha for the final 8.
2 down now for Blake Baltz, who is 0 for 3 today, and he's going to hit a roller out to short, picked up by Cunningham, throws across the diamond to retire the side. That's 10 straight batters retired by Racer pitching, but their offense needs to get it going. They trail 6-2 as we head to the top of the 8th. Our 7th inning was presented by American Physical Therapy Association of Nebraska. Choose movement, choose health, choose physical therapy, choose pt.com/NE. In association with 1620 The Zone, you're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Now through July 7th, take advantage of exclusive employee pricing at Woodhouse Ford. For a limited time, you pay what we pay on our full lineup of new Ford models. No exceptions, just straightforward savings. Whether you're looking for a rugged F-150, a versatile Bronco, or a dependable Escape, our friendly, knowledgeable staff are here to find the perfect vehicle for you. View our offers online or shop in-store at one of the Woodhouse Ford dealerships located in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth.
At Rotella's Italian Bakery, they put unsurpassed product quality into everything they bake. Old world skill and experience are masterfully blended with modern efficiencies to create the delicious breads, rolls, hamburger and hot dog buns, and other specialty products that have delighted their customers since 1921. Combining customer satisfaction with uncompromising quality is their goal. Rotella's Italian Bakery, a century of pride in every slice. To see the full menu of products, visit rotellasbakery.com.
Lanahaw Nurseries has been your dependable full-service source for locally grown trees, plants, and landscape materials. Rooted in tradition, our products and services are consistently ranked best of Omaha in quality and value. From design to install, our experts are here to help bring your landscape vision to life. Start your next project this weekend. Visit us at 192nd and Center. Lanahaw Nurseries, your homegrown headquarters since 1974.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
Time running out on the racers from Murray, Kentucky, as the first pitch is grounded foul by Will Vierling, the catcher, who is 1 for 3 today. In each of the last 3 innings, the first 2 racers reached base. They were able to score that man in the 5th and the 6th, but left them both stranded in the 7th. So you can't say the racers haven't had their chance. Breaking ball upstairs to Will Vierling. He's now 1-1. Our 8th inning is presented by NRG Digital Marketing. Grow your brand and reach new customers with our local experts at nrgdigitalmarketing.com. Shift is on for Vierling with infielders to the right of second base, and the breaking ball misses low to Vierling. Phoenix Call playing as deep a second base as you will see. He is about 20-ish feet behind the cutout. Rock Chalowski on the grass behind the bag at second, and this pitch misses low, ball 3-1. There is no defense for the base on balls. Vierling trying to jumpstart yet another Murray State opportunity. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch by Sousa. He had the green light and fouled it straight back. Was right on top of the fastball by Sousa. Sousa, a 5-year member of the Santa Clara baseball program, and chose in this graduate year to transfer to UCLA. Here's the 3-2. And it's low and inside, ball 4. So, for the 4th straight offensive inning, the leadoff man has reached with a walk presented by the American Heart Association. Walking is good for the heart. Dan Tauken. He's 0 for 1 today. Sacrifice fly in the 6th. A walk in the 2nd. 6-2 UCLA in this first round game in bracket 2. And the Murray State dugout clapping along to the walk-up song for Dan Tauken. Shift remains on with another lefty at the plate. August Sousa set at the belt in the pitch, and this one sprayed the opposite way down the third base line for a base hit. It'll rattle around a little bit along the stands. They'll throw to second, but it won't be in time. It's a double for Dan Tauken, and once again the first 2 men have reached for Murray State here in the 8th as Tauken hits it opposite the shift and doubles into the left field corner.
Nice piece of hitting there. As you know, it was a poor pitch. If you're going to pitch to the shift, you're not going to throw it there, but he went to the outside part of the plate and went with it. And again, here we go. They're like something you can't get rid of. They just keep coming and coming and coming. But now here in the 8th, unlike when they got the first 2 on in the 7th, can they get that bonus base hit as Dan Skirka is going to go to his bench for a pinch hitter for Cunningham. Charlie Jury will hit for the 31st time this year. So they go lefty against righty.
So Jury replacing Nico Bermio at DH. Second and third, nobody out. Can Murray State finally put up a crooked number and make UCLA sweat? The first pitch, big swing and a miss. Swung over the top of a changeup, and it's 0-1. Jury from Winfield, Illinois. Transfer from Elgin Community College. With a pinch hitting opportunity here. The 0-1. And this one's grounded into the shift. It's going to score the run deep at second base. Call makes the play, throws to first, and they get the out there. So it's an RBI ground out by Charlie Jury, and now the lead is 6-3. But I think if you're UCLA, you'd be happy enough with that. Trade the out for the run, and then see what happens after that. Tauken to third on the play. And here's Connor Cunningham. Cunningham looking for his first hit of the day. And there's a strike taken waist high. 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Runner at third, 1 out. Now a 6-3 UCLA advantage. The pitch by Sousa outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got to imagine Easton Hawk looming in that UCLA bullpen. And he is warming. The right-handed closer. 5 outs to go for UCLA. The 1-1. Curveball missed outside, 2-1.
Just going to tell you right now, no relation. Brother, dad, no.
2 balls and a strike. Set at the belt. Sousa's pitch. Fastball low. 3-1. And Jonathan Hogart, the home run leader, representing the tying run, is on deck. And once again, Murray State fans rise to their feet. The 3-1 pitch is grounded towards second. This will bring home the run. Second baseman Call throws to first. They get the out. It's now 6-4. So again, UCLA will trade the out for the run. But the bases are now empty for Jonathan Hogart.
It's a 2-run game, and Murray State has had plenty of opportunities today against an array of UCLA pitchers. They just haven't gotten that big knock. They got 2 here, which is important, but they haven't gotten that home run.
Well, here's Hogart. He can't tie it with 1 swing, but he's been on base 3 times, 3 singles. And there's a breaking ball on the outside corner. Just caught the lower end of the zone. Some of the fans behind home plate booing, but according to TrackMan, it was there. 0-1. Hogart and Mercer have each reached in each of their last 3 plate appearances at the top of the order. The pitch bounced in front of the plate, ball 1. If Hogart reaches, then Mercer would represent the tying run. Now, we told you earlier about Mercer. He changed his swing before the season to cut down on the fly balls and hit more line drives, so he is not the home run threat that he was in years past. 6-4 UCLA, 2 out, top of the 8th. The pitch, and a weak ground ball wide of third. Murray State has now out-hit UCLA 9-8 on our scoreboard, presented by Langfeld Overhead Door. For your professional garage repair and installation needs, langfelddoors.com. But the category that counts are the runs. 6-4 UCLA. August Sousa. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Outside. 2-2. Wind still blowing in from center at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sousa pitches. Swing and a miss. He climbed the ladder and gets a strikeout to retire the side. Murray State scores 2. But they still trail by 2 with 3 outs to go. We head to the bottom of the 8th. UCLA 6, Murray State 4. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The hot, humid weather is coming, but if you call Patera Landscaping today, you can be relaxing in your crystal clear swimming pool this summer. Patera's design team will expertly craft and install your stunning pool that your family and friends will enjoy this summer and for years to come. Enjoy baseball, cookouts, and your perfect swimming pool from Patera this summer. Go to PateraLandscaping.com. For pool design, outdoor living, and landscaping, call Patera.
Since this is a radio commercial, you can't see the people standing behind me. They're the Langfeld family. Everybody wave. Oh, sorry, you can't see them because radio. Anyway, the Langfelds are the family behind Langfeld Overhead Door, where they proudly install Midland garage doors to fit any space and style, and they don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to their service. Because if something goes wrong, it's their name on the line, so they're going to make sure it goes right every single time. Langfeld Overhead Door, 402-234-2700.
Now back to the Patera Landscaping broadcast booth at Charles Schwab Field for more of the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and Westwood One. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
John Bishop, Gary Sharp back here topside in our Patera Landscaping broadcast booth. 6-4 UCLA. Bruins batting in the bottom of the 8th. Duggar, Call, and West due up. And Dylan Zentko has been perfect out of the pen. 2 innings, no base runners. And the first pitch in for a strike. Our 8th inning presented by NRG Digital Marketing. Grow your brand and reach new customers with our local experts at NRGDigitalMarketing.com.
Important for him to do it again.
Here's the 0-1. And this one is fouled back. Let's head down to Connor Happer with a sideline report.
Yeah, checking in with the Murray State dugout. Been standing here for a little while. It is fascinating to watch them, man. They are never not engaged in the game, and the energy just continues to build. They get those 2 runs in the 8th. You get the sense if they get a quick inning here, it can get them back in the dugout, and then maybe they get that bonus hit that they've been needing. This update presented by Tickets for Less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Ticketsforless.com.
The 0-2 is fouled back by Duggar. And the count remains 0-2. UCLA scored the game's first 6 runs, the big inning, the 4 spot in the 4th. But Murray State has scored the final 4 runs. They have also left 9 on base. 0-2. Zentko deals and foul back again. Duggar today doubled and scored on the RBI by West in the 2nd inning. He lined out in the 4th and flew out in the 5th. Cashel, Duggar. Deep crouch in the batter's box, swinging from the left side, the 0-2. And puts a good charge into this one to center field. Racing back is Hogart, and he rounds it, makes the catch. And that is now 11 in a row retired by Murray State dating back to the last out of that what could be fatal fourth inning.
Well, we thought that Shuddy was out of gas. I mean, what he was able to do in the fifth inning, because you had 8-9-1 in retirement order, especially on the heels of that fourth inning. I mean, that might be something we talk about the longer Murray State stays in this tournament.
Here's Phoenix Call, 1 for 2 today, sacrificed in the second. And showing bunt here, and he fouls it off at the plate. Of course, you'd like to take advantage of this run of success with a rally of sorts in the ninth. But you're right, Gary, even if this late comeback attempt comes up short, the fact that Dan Skirka has only used 2 pitchers thus far, especially with a team that is not as deep in pitching as some of the other teams in this field, it could give them some extra life in this tournament. Ball 1 misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phoenix Call, Porter Ranch, California, was drafted in the 15th round out of high school by Boston in 2023. He's one of those talented Bruins sophomores. The 1-1 reaches for it and gets it past the diving glove of Decker and into right field for a base hit. And the streak is ended. Nice try by Decker. Almost got it in the glove, but it hit off the end of the glove and into right field, and that'll be the 9th Bruin hit and the first base runner to reach since the 4th inning. And this will get the top of the order going. West and Chalowski wait, and the Bruins would like to put a stake in the heart of any thoughts of a comeback and get a run or 2 back here in this 8th inning. Dean West has been on base a lot today. 3 out of the 4 plate appearances. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. He walked and scored in the first. He RBI singled in the second, singled and scored in the fourth, flew out in the 5th. The annual CWS tradition of the bleacher fans insulting each other has begun. The 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I can't even imagine what that's going to be like tonight.
Again, the makeup of this crowd tonight, 2 very rabid and mobile fan bases, LSU and Arkansas. Ticket prices are north of $300 to get in. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. And you also have a lot of locals here who have affiliations. I mean, LSU has gained a lot of fans here in Omaha over the last 25 years. Thanks to the great Skip Bertman and those great LSU championship teams. And Arkansas is the team with the closest proximity, and Dave Van Horn, who is still revered fondly here in Nebraska. Here's the 1-2, and a comebacker to the mound. Juggled for a moment. Only 1 play by Zenko. It'll be at first. Not sure even if he comes up with it cleanly if he has even a chance of going to second first, but he takes the out, and West is retired. On to second is Phoenix Call, now 2 away for Chalowski, and with first base open, you wonder what they might do here with Rock Chalowski. But Dave Van Horn, coaching Arkansas, took Nebraska to this event for the first 2 times, and there were petition efforts to keep him in Lincoln when Mama called.
You don't say.
I don't say. It's a little early for dinner, isn't it, Chris? I guess it's never too early for dinner, as we're going to get what might be a call to the bullpen. Dan Skirka making the long, slow walk out. It's been a good performance by Dylan Zenko. He is retired 8 of the 9 batters he has faced. And so far, it is just a conversation. No move yet. They're starting to look that way. Casey Moser is going to have to break up this meeting, and we're going to have to get a decision. Is it going to be Zenko or is it going to be the bullpen? And it will be a call to the bullpen. So 1 on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. UCLA leading 6-4, and Murray State goes to the bullpen. And this call to the bullpen is presented by Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings. We're back to Omaha right after this.
Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is West Omaha's headquarters for specialty pizzas and award-winning char-buffed wings. Enjoy games on their updated video and audio system and huge LED wall. Their main location on 173rd and Center is the perfect place to beat the heat with family and friends for the college baseball tournament. They also have a second carry-out location at 162nd and West Maple Street, featuring the same great pizzas and wings. Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, home of the Big O Pizza and award-winning char-buffed wings.
If you're looking for live and local, check out 1620 The Zone. Live and local from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. with Gary and Matt.
Nebraska is built like the F-150. And you know what? They're trying to be the Toyota RAV4.
The Connor Happer Show.
You never know where we might be on any given day. All across the country, 1620 The Zone will be.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Sorry we're awesome. Sorry we're great and our listeners are smart. Yeah, and handsome.
1620 The Zone, an NRG media station.
The new pitcher for Murray State is the 5'11", 180-pound freshman right-hander out of Gilbertsville, Kentucky, Reese Oakley. Oakley got a 3-inning save in the championship game of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament that advanced Murray State to this NCAA tournament for just the 3rd time in program history. The numbers this year for Oakley: 5.64 ERA, 3-0 record with 2 saves, 22 1/3 innings, 25 strikeouts, and a .275 opponent's batting average. UCLA with Phoenix Call out at second, 2 away, bottom of the 8th, 6-4 Bruins. Looking ahead to the Murray State 9th, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Mercer, Garner, Decker, if anyone reaches Mistoni.
That's why probably if you're John Savage and you got Hawk that is set to pitch in the 9th, is you'd hate to leave Call out at second base or leave him on base.
You know, UCLA has not had many base running opportunities since the 4th inning. They were all over the base paths. Batted 7 men in the first, scored a run. Batted 5 men in the second, scored a run. Batted 5 in the third, did not score. And then batted 9 in the 4th and scored the 4 runs that are the huge difference in this game.
Well, doesn't get very easy, the first hitter that you face out of the bullpen.
Rock Chalowski. You do have first base open. Chalowski has done a little bit of everything today, in the field and at the plate. The pitch. And first pitch swinging, he pops it up on the infield. Cunningham waits for it, makes the catch, and Chalowski is retired, and the Bruins strand the runner at second. And the lead will remain 2. It's Mercer, Garner, and Decker, the last hope for the Racers in the 9th. It's 6-4 UCLA in association with 1620 The Zone. You're listening to the Men's College World Series on the NCAA Radio Network.
Omaha knows baseball, and muscle recovery is no game. That's why they trust KRT Athletic Muscle Cream for pre-game, mid-game performance, and post-game recovery. KRT uses transdermal science to help keep muscles loose, fight cramps fast, and get you back in the action. All natural, WADA compliant, trusted by elite athletes. So swing harder, run faster, recover smarter. KRT Athletic Muscle Cream, stay in the game. Available now at krtrelief.com.
It's the bottom of the 9th. The sun's blazing and your home feels like a sauna. Don't sweat it. Stradsky Heating and Cooling is stepping up to the plate. Family owned and operated, Stradsky has been knocking summer heat out of the park for more than 70 years. Whether it's AC repair, replacement, or a full system tune-up, Stradsky brings the cool when it counts. Click heatomaha.com today to beat the heat before it steals home. Stradsky Heating and Cooling, your hometown MVP for comfort.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Welcome back to the Men's College World Series on 1620 The Zone and the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. Presented by Woodhouse Ford and KRT Athletic Muscle Cream.
For UCLA, it is Easton Hawk time, the saves leader for the Bruins. It's 6-4 UCLA as we head to the top of the 9th inning. And before we get this decisive inning started, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification in association with Westwood One. This is the NCAA Radio Network. Gary, this is the man that they wanted to get the ball to in the game-winning moments. Easton Hawk, 7 saves this year, and he's had 2 of them in this NCAA tournament.
Yeah, he said from the jump when he committed to UCLA it was his dream school, and now he gets a dream opportunity to close out the first win by UCLA since they dogpiled on this field back in 2013. He has got closer stuff. He is built like a closer. You're going to see a heavy fastball. And we'll see. We'll see if Murray State jumps on the first pitch.
Dustin Mercer has been aboard all 4 times today as the fastball misses down. Actually, he started him off speed. 1 ball and no strikes. Mercer, walk, single today. As he tries to jumpstart a rally. 6-4 Bruins in the top of the 9th. The pitch way outside, and again breaking ball from Hawk, and it's 2-0. Hawk trying to get his footing out there. Sets himself on the rubber. And 2-0. The pitch is a fastball. Fouled out of play. 96. On the fastball from Hawk, slider and a change as well. We'll see from Easton Hawk. 2 balls and a strike. Hawk waiting, and the pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike, and oh boy, the fans did not like that call. That pitch seemed to spin out of the zone and below the knees. But Hawk gifted a strike, and it's now 2-2. And Mercer's going to have to fight here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, he has to skip the rope. 3-2. Murray State has not been able to bring the tying run to the plate since the 4th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Whew. He just dialed back and reached for 97. And for the first time today, Dustin Mercer fails to reach base as he gives a little bit of consultation to Dom Decker, who's in the on-deck circle.
I know you want to mix it up, and Hawk's got a great fastball. And the first 2 pitches that were called out of the dugout were not his fastball, but he looked more comfortable throwing the 3 fastballs to Mercer. 97 with some tail on it. Hello.
Here's Carson Garner. 1 for 4 with an RBI single. The pitch. And he'll start him backwards. And get the strike. Changeup. So not like your typical closer who usually is fastball dominant. It's a 3-pitch mix. The 0-1. Bends a little bit inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Garner. Swings the bat in the batter's box. Now gets it assessed over the shoulder. And the 1-1 pitch. is cut on and fouled back. Went back to the fastball. This one a little up in the zone and fouled straight back. And now it's 1-2. And now Easton Hawk has everything at his disposal. Takes a little extra time pawing behind the rubber. And now we'll address the rubber and get ready for the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. And this one's rolled on the ground to Cholowski. Easy play at first. Throws across the diamond a little high, but Lavu pulls it in, and there's 2 away here in the 9th. Brought to you by Pint 9 Brewing Company in La Vista, Nebraska, where every pint is a home run. Last hope Decker must reach to bring the tying run to the plate. Six 4 UCLA. They broke it open with 4 runs in the 4th, and they were safe at home. Presented by SEI. You're always safe with a security solution from Security Equipment Incorporated. Shift is on for the left-handed hitting Decker, and the pitch is in there for a strike. He drops in another beauty. And it's 0-1. Decker robbed on a great catch by West. Robbed of potentially an RBI in that inning. Proves to be pretty vital now in a 2-run deficit. The pitch. Breaking ball missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Decker 0 for 3. He walked in the first. Murray State has left 9 racers on base. They trail by 2, and they're down to their last out. 1 ball, 1 strike, base is empty, and the pitch. Missed outside with a change, and it's 2-1. Mistoni hoping for an opportunity here in the 9th, waiting in the on-deck circle. UCLA. The 2-1. Fastball below the knees, but called a strike. And another low strike gifted to Hawk by Casey Mosier. TrackMan agrees. It says it was low. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and grounded foul. He stays alive. Fought off a changeup there, and it's now 2-2. Just trying to find his way on. 6-4 Bruins. First time back in Omaha since they dogpiled in 2013. Murray State, first ever appearance in the CWS. Easton Hawk trying to slam the door, and the 2-2 pitch. Did he go? No. Breaking ball in the dirt. He twisted in the box, did Decker, but no swing, says Gregory Street, and now the count runs full. And you think back to that fastball that was below the knees that was called a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The pitch. Fouled off. Went back to the fastball, and this time he dialed up 98, Gary.
I don't think you overthink this at all. I think he's got a fastball that he's seen a couple of hitters now have trouble catching up to it. I just rear back and try and finish this game.
Nobody on, 2 out. And again, the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And UCLA wins 6-4 as Easton Hawk retires the side in order. And Murray State's comeback is thwarted. .97 on the fastball from Easton Hawk. And the middle infielders, Lavu, Cholowski, and others doing a little circular dance out there behind the mound as everybody slapping high fives, coaches exchanging pleasantries. But the Bruins a winner today, 6-4 in this first round game in bracket number 2. Our 9th inning was presented by Pint 9 Brewing Company in La Vista, where every pint is a home run. 6-4 UCLA. They move on to the winner's bracket in bracket number 2. Murray State will have to fight back through the elimination bracket starting on Monday afternoon. From 1620 The Zone and the NCAA Radio Network, this is the Men's College World Series.
A consultation at Sedora Law Group isn't a formality, it's a strategic session with experienced trial attorneys who've handled felony charges, DUI cases, and complex litigation for individuals and corporate clients. Experience matters. At the Sedora Law Group, that experience focuses on what matters most in court: posture, presentation, and legal credibility. Schedule a consultation at sedoralaw.com. That's SODORO law.com. When your family, freedom, or finances are on the line, your outcome depends on what you do next. Visit sedoralaw.com.
Attention baseball fans! Are you ready for the ultimate college baseball experience? The series is back in Omaha, and Tickets for Less is your home whether you're looking to buy or sell your tickets. With Tickets for Less, you can buy and sell tickets 3 ways. Go to ticketsforless.com to find out more. Shop the best seats at the best prices with no service fees. And save now with promo code THEZONE at ticketsforless.com. Ticketsforless.com is not an official ticket reseller of the NCAA Men's College World Series.
There's a new tomorrow on the other side of the horizon. There are promises to honor, work that needs to be done, friendships to enjoy, and people that count on each other. These are the things that tie our communities together.